Grand Rising Loungers. I hope everybody's doing well today. Hope everybody hits that like button on the way in. I know that you guys cannot see the ticker on there. That is just because I decided to hide that. Okay. So, that keeps down, people just kind of just picking at the content creator and all that extra stuff. And you just go ahead and just do that kind of stuff. So definitely hit the like button anyway, or the dislike, whichever you wish to do. And make sure that you guys are hitting the subscribe on the way in. Guys, we got a lot of stuff to cover. I loved Tiff P's show again yesterday. Shout out to the godmother. We are definitely going to go over that wonderful conversation. There was a lot of stuff that was revealed. Also, the sexy toy lady. Shout out to her as well. You guys are the dynamic duo, as Nova Real Show said, and y'all should definitely be doing a show together, at least once every 2 weeks or something, you guys, or once a week, something. But you guys are awesome. And so shout out to the sexy toy lady as well. We are going to go over one particular part of her show. And then I wanted to segue into some information that I know as well, and just kind of compare notes with the sector on some extra stuff, right? There was a lot of stuff that came out and was talked about in that conversation. Also, shout out to Let Me See Your Transcript. She did have a great video yesterday. I know how it feels to just need to vent sometimes. And sometimes you need to just say everything you need to say. And so shout out to her. I really appreciated that. And I'm going to highlight that as well. So let's go ahead and get right into the show. But before I do, I actually have another thing that I wanted to talk about, which was from another sector. Okay. Now, shout out to the church/T sector with all the drama that's been going on over there. Okay. Because I really kind of wanted to get into what is happening over there, because there seems to be a lot of stuff. Okay. And a lot of us are also talking about some of this stuff, but some of us haven't really been talking about as much of this, okay, as some of us have. So I really kind of wanted to get into what has been going on with Sherelle's World and Perry, her husband, and this guy named Michael Stovall, who is a content creator here on YouTube. Okay. Now, Michael Stovall follows some people that you guys may know. He follows Miss Furlow, Miss Dr. Blue, and some other people who are following very closely behind this Larry Reid story, the Conscious TV story, and how all of us and our neighborhood troll Breaking the Culture has been involved with. We've all kind of, known about what's been going on just based off of that, as well as Let Me See Your Transcript and her connection to the A-Team. Okay. So all of this is kind of blown up with Larry Reid finally, and Tasha K, as everybody knows. And Sherelle's World has kind of taken the side of Larry Reid. Okay. So she's been kind of on this campaign with Conscious TV, talking about Larry Reid and trying to, make him appear like everything he says is right and everything he's doing is correct. Okay. So this is kind of the campaign they've been on. Her audience seems to be kind of like divided on this, what I've seen. Okay. And that's from her comment section. That's also from what goes on in the comments while the show is happening. So what I've been seeing in the comment section in particular is her audience saying that they don't wish to side with what appears to be a possible predator, okay, in Larry. And they're not particularly understanding why Sherelle is siding with this situation. Okay. So Michael Stovall, who is one of a content creator here on YouTube, and I'm going to actually share my screen so you guys can see who I'm talking about for just a second. Because he is a content creator on here, and he actually has been talking about this and also not understanding why Sherelle has been what appears to be just kind of, accepting what's going on with Larry Reid. Okay. So for those of you who do not know who Michael Stovall is, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button to his channel. He has about 744 subscribers. His subscriber count has been going up since he's been talking about this situation. Make sure that you guys go over there and hit that subscribe button so that he can get to at least 1,000 and get that watch time so we can get him monetized. Okay. So let's go ahead, and because there's a few parts to his video, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but there were a few parts to this video that I thought were very interesting and I thought really would be worth kind of going over. Okay. And then we'll get into our sector news. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this first. And again, shout out to Michael Stovall, okay. Again, he has about 744 subscribers, but he is getting about 1,000 plus views on his videos. So make sure that you guys are going over and make sure that you guys are hitting the like button over there as well. Let's go ahead and start with about the 20. Let's go to about the 18-minute mark. And I'm going to let him play for a little bit, okay? And again, this is fair use. So let me go ahead and play my fair use banner. Oh, and let me take a look at the comments. I see you guys are in here. Hey, We Unlock, I appreciate you. And Stephanie Collins. Yes, girl. I appreciate you being in the building. Shout out to you. You are awesome. Just your expertise and Tiff's expertise together is just amazing, okay? And I really appreciated that. I'm going to break down all of this. So stick around for the show. I'm also going to drop the link. We can go ahead and bust it up. It's Sunday. Let's talk. Okay. Hey, the beautiful Bernice. I appreciate you being in the building as well. So yes, guys, we are going to get into this now. Let me go ahead and start with the Stovall case, which again is kind of going to segue into what we're all going to talk about today in our sector. Okay. But let's go ahead and start with Michael Stovall first. Again, we're going to start at about 18 minutes. And let me go ahead and play my fair use banner first. That way, that's understood as well. So bear with us just a moment. And beautiful Bernice says, hey to Stephanie Collins. He said, I just said to myself, I was about to talk about, if you was about to talk about Mr. Michael. Yes, I am. Absolutely. You know it. And y'all know my nose be all over these YouTube streets. Okay. So absolutely, especially when it comes to this whole story and this whole situation, I have really dug pretty deep into this and have gone pretty far and have found a lot of information. So we're going to talk a lot about a lot of this stuff today and even talk about some things that were spoken of in our sector at some point. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this first. Bear with me just a moment. I'm going to go to about 18 minutes and we're going to play a little bit in.
For himself, some kind of way, you know, but we're going to let you hear what he said about his babies so we can go move forward with this commentary. But I want you to hear what he said about his babies.
So what he was doing, just to give you guys a little bit of background, is he was playing some receipts on what was happening and why he was taking the stance he was taking against Sherelle's World, okay? Because for those of you who don't know, Perry, which is this guy, which I was trying to show you guys a little bit earlier, Perry, which is Perry Sanders, which is Sherelle's husband, he actually contacted the police on this man. Said that he had weapons in his house. He said that it was all kinds of like crazy stuff going on, that the man was like a threat to himself. He was a threat to society and all this stuff. And the cops came and swatted his house. Okay. Now they didn't like blow up the house. They didn't shoot at the house or anything. But while he was on YouTube, they came knocking on the door. Okay. So, and this is this guy that I'm showing you guys. It's the Stovall guy, okay? So what they're saying is that he had threatened Sherelle, okay, on live. Now, I didn't see the video where he allegedly did all this threatening. I don't know. All I know is this guy lives like several states away. They live in Vegas, okay? And this guy lives in like Missouri or some shit like that, okay? So there's no connection to him being any type of threat to them, but they doxed the shit out of this guy. Like our sector does not know anything about fucking doxing. I know that y'all, me and mine think that she's the doxing queen and all this shit, and Smoke had pictures from me and mine from 3 years ago. Listen, these other sectors, they'd be doxing for real. Okay. Like they will put everybody's real, like real information out, not no fake. They doing these fake background pretend checks. No, I'm talking about they are really doing background doxing, like really going into systems and really actually getting people's information. Okay. So what they did was they posted a photo of this man's house. They put up all his information, and yeah, they sent the cops to this nigga house. Okay. So let me tell y'all why he went, and this is kind of like his response to what happened. Okay. So let's pay attention to this because this is crazy, y'all. Y'all have no idea how crazy it is over there in that sector.
If I can find it.
These are his own children. Y'all listen to this.
One. Okay, here it is. Right about.
And just to give a little bit more context, so what happened was he's trying to show a part where Miss Furlow was showing what Larry Reed has been saying in regards to his own church and what he admitted to regarding his church. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to this. And make sure you guys are hitting the like button.
Molestation in front of your daughters and them trying to act like you were damaging them or you were inappropriate in some way.
I mean, well, that's just a matter of opinion. My children don't feel that way, being that they both have been violated. And that happened with me being.
Both of your children were violated, and you like, cause they saw you be, man. That so, y'all, this is sick. I'm not gonna be on here too much more longer. This is sick.
A helicopter father. They still was. One of them was kissed, and the other one was rubbed in their private part.
One was kissed and one was rubbed. These are his kids. One was kissed and one was rubbed in their private parts. Come on, man.
And they never forgot they told me and their mom later. So those kind of conversations. And then my papa's son was Shamako's son suffered violation, and that was extreme. So that happened while my children were in the church. And my children were violated by the people by the people I was trying to pastor and take care of their family.
At least my children were in the church where I was trying to pastor it. So that makes it right. Yeah, come on, man. Dude, you shouldn't be. You going, dude. You going. You didn't have no R. Kelly or Bill Cosby or Michael Jackson money. You threw, dude. You just, and this is only.
So I was particularly disturbed by that as well. I don't think that was the first time I had heard that, but when I heard it again, it really, really disturbed me because I think I heard that way before now, like way before all this stuff, all these actual receipts have come out regarding Levantre, right? And so Larry Reed, I must be honest, he has always kind of rubbed me the wrong way when it comes to like being a minister, you know what I mean? But I tried not to judge him based off of the fact that I really did think he was gay from the rip. Now, I could be wrong, or whatever, but I always thought that. It was never like something that, was a secret to me. And I didn't want to be judgmental when it came to that in itself. But with some of this other stuff, that's coming out in regards to, what's happening with the kids and all these other things, I just think that this is really, really deep. Okay. And it speaks to what I've been talking about in regards to Larry's church, right? And whether or not it's a cult or it has a cult-like following and what happens within these types of cults, and particularly how sexual abuse happens on a rampant basis within cults like this. So, it's really important for people like myself, as well as Michael Stovall, who have been opening up these conversations and having these conversations about this very important stuff, right? Because, why would we want to keep covering stuff like this up? Why do we want to keep sweeping stuff like this under the rug. And he's right. We cannot, as a community, continue to protect such people. Okay. Now, this is all alleged, as I said. We don't know if, any of this is 100% true, because nothing, of course, is 100% in the world, right? But at the end of the day, like I keep saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. So I don't think he's wrong in voicing his opinion on this. And I think that he's right in giving pushback to anybody who is trying to defend such a person if they don't really know if that person is innocent. Okay. Because like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay. So let's take a look at a little bit more of what he has to say, because there's a lot more. So let's go ahead and continue, because it was more than just about Larry's daughters as well. It was also Shamako's child as well. So let's go ahead and get into this.
The beginning of the receipt.
Their children.
And this right here is what other content creators are supporting. They supporting this. And he's continuously letting us know, yes, I did it. It's no alleged. Wait till this. Here, let me go to this other receipt right quick. So y'all know that y'all on the same page with me. Let me go to this other receipt right quick. Listen to this one.
Understand, if a pastor, leader, teacher, and sleeping with a student, or I understand that can get sticky. I get all of that. The situations that I've been in, as a pastor, as a mentor, I'm not proud of those situations, and I would never tell you. And if it ever came out, I probably would deny it because I didn't know that.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I particularly had a problem with him saying that as well. Okay, that if something did come out, I would deny it. And this is what he said. He said this a while ago. Okay, in light of, like I've said in my previous video, of actually watching the receipts on the Tasha K Live app of what took place on those text messages between Levantre and Larry, allegedly, according to what was seen on these text messages. In light of all of that, it's really difficult to kind of just ignore the fact that Larry has said this in the past, that if something was to come out, he would just deny it. Okay. That's kind of hard to ignore after knowing this, because again, I heard this receipt before, you know what I mean? And it had a different effect on me than it does now, based off of what has actually come out. Okay. So I'm having a hard time with that. Now, as Stephanie Collins is saying, you're right. To be fair, that's not what you heard LRR say. You thought that he said that his kids were violated by his congregants. I don't think I can hold that against him itself. And I agree with that. I think that, if a child had been M-worded, as a child, I don't think the parents are necessarily responsible for the child being molested. If they didn't have a direct hand in that. I do think, however, that Larry's church bred a space that allowed for such behavior. Okay. Their cults do breed certain cults do breed a space for such behavior. And I do believe that his cult, a quote like church, definitely bred such an environment. Okay. So can I say he's responsible? No, I can't say he's responsible if he was not directly involved in M-wording his daughters and violating his daughters. I can't say that. But there was it seems like a lot of children or young people that are coming out from that church. And mind you, there aren't that many members of this church. Okay. It's not like this is a mega church. Okay. So, there's a lot of children that are coming out from this church allegedly and saying that they have had some type of sexual abuse has happened to them, allegedly. Okay. So that is kind of an issue when, it's all coming from one particular congregation. You know what I mean? That's kind of weird. in itself. So yeah, I agree with you on that. But I also think it's important to keep in mind the cult-like behavior that's going on there, right? And the cult-like environment that's happening there. You said now how he acted after he found out. That is what I want to know. Well, what do you mean after he found out about his daughters? That's a good question too. Like, did he contact authorities? What did he do when he did find out, right? Like, what did they actually do about that? You said, and that's deep. That I can agree with. Okay, yeah. Because that's what I was thinking about that. But let's go ahead and finish up with a little bit more with this guy. And then, like I said, we got some stuff to talk about us. So he's got another part here that I wanted to get into. Let's move forward a little bit. And again, this is fair use. He's a pretty funny guy too, guys. So make sure you guys check him out.
Part of the reason he's trolling his victims, and then I'm going to get into what was said, and I'm going to drop the link and let you guys come on up and sound off, okay? So here is what Larry Reed said, and this is probably in my opinion why he has been so adamant and so persistent with lying.
Hold on, yeah, he have a technical difficulty.
Bear with him, guys. He's watching the official campaign now.
And these people, they have 2 sons and grandbabies, new grandbabies. And y'all condone this.
Let me run that back for the girls in the back.
The investigation was closed.
Oh, y'all can't
I
hear.
wasn't no harm to anyone.
Hold on. Let me fix that. It's okay.
They already know who I am.
So I want to make that clear that he is saying that this investigation that was allegedly placed against him, because Sherelle's World and them are saying that there's this open investigation and active investigation against this man. Okay. I mean, they're willing to call the police on this man, have his house swatted because he disagrees with Larry Reed on this situation, right? And, they're telling the world that there's this open investigation against him. And he's letting y'all know now, there's no investigation. They came there, they closed it out, they knew what was going on, they shut it down, and that was the end of it. So I just wanted y'all to hear that part before we move forward. Now let's go ahead and get to this other part, okay? Because I thought this was crazy, and we're just going to go forward again. Again, make sure you guys go over to his channel so that you can subscribe to him and that he gets the watch time on this video.
That's the promise. And then that one King dude, boy, I got your tag number and everything. You know what I'm saying? So y'all want to tell you want to put yes, that's the actual address that you had on that thing. That's my address. So that you violated me. Okay. If anything happened in this area, which I'm not scared, I wouldn't be on here tonight if I was scared. I'm not scared. You're gonna be held accountable, you dumbass. You dumb as hell. I'm just laughing at you. And baby girl, y'all, but I'm just letting them know how stupid they are. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just shatting on you. You talking about an investigation? That investigation, as soon as they opened it, they closed it. Didn't they? Hey, boo. I'm just responding to him, boo. I'll call you in the morning, baby. Talking about open investigation. Dude, you way in Vegas. I'm not, y'all, I'm on my live right now. If y'all looking for Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, I'm not threatening nobody. I'm not no harm to myself. My dog is laying right here in real comfort. Y'all see him? There you go. He mad now. There he is. Okay. He got down. He mad. He didn't want me getting too close back up on him. Okay.
That was funny.
I'm not a threat to anyone. A welfare check. You could have had me. That could have cost me my life. That could have cost me my life. Especially with a black male, and then you saying that I have a firearm in my possession and all that. That could have went a totally different way. You could have had me caged.
I'm just saying, okay? Like Perry is in his like 50s, like close to like 60s. Sherelle is the same, okay? And I don't understand what they got out of doing that, simply over disagreements online. This is kind of like what happens, I know, in this sector. A lot of people be going through their disagreements and stuff, and then people get to doxing people and stuff. But I haven't heard of anybody swatting anybody out here. I mean, we've all heard the infamous story about Max V being swatted. I don't know what happened with that, but everybody else is saying, that they have never been actually swatted or anything like that. Like, what do you get out of sending the cops to somebody's crib? You know what I'm saying? Like, that could actually get somebody shot, get somebody killed. People have kids, people have animals. Like, why are we taking this to this level over YouTube disagreements and YouTube drama? Like, it could never get that serious, especially when you are this fucking old, man. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this dude right here, Perry, and his wife, they are too old for this. You understand? Like, all of us really are just too old for this. But on some real shit, that was some female type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was some like real weird ass energy that he gave off. You know what I'm saying? And, then he just keeps coming up with, oh, I'm going to protect my wife. I'm going to protect my wife. And it's just like, okay, you could protect your wife in so many other ways. One of the ways could be to have a conversation with your wife, right? And say, hey, there's some things you don't need to be engaging in, right? There's some things you might not want to have a conversation about. Or is it a bag? Like, what is it about? I'm not saying that Larry is paying y'all or not, because I don't know, right? All I'm saying is it don't look right the way that your wife just jumped on this bandwagon, and then people are coming for her, and you out here swatting them because they coming for her, right? Like, they talking trash, they doing whatever, and whatever you saying that they doing wherever he's living. If the cops didn't feel like it was that serious, then clearly it wasn't, right? I don't know. All I'm saying is maybe you should be dealing with what your wife is doing. You should be dealing with what's going on in the home, and that may not have to affect what's happening outside of the home. Like, there might not be so much drama and issues if you might have more of a conversation with your lady and not be just as messy as her. And like I'm saying, some of these men are just as messy as the women, or worse. It's crazy. It don't make no sense. But we're gonna get right, back into this real quick. But yes, and you said that is too much. Exactly, and for real. And yes, you said small congregations with very strong long-time connections that are like a family, quote unquote, can have a dark side. It ain't all peace in the valley, and that's facts. That's what most of those cult-like, churches and organizations are like that, right? So yeah, that's really a thing. And we're going to get back into this real quick because I really thought that this was interesting, that he just was saying this stuff. So let's go ahead and read this. Let's go ahead and listen to this. Because he reads the hell out of it.
With my jacket? You had me caged, sir. And you put my, yes, I tell everybody I was in the Missouri Department of Corrections. I did for aggravated assault. What you thought you did? What you thought you did? But make yourself look stupid. Open up for a whole lawsuit, man. That was dumb. That was really dumb. Perry Shamoko say Maquana the sheep, but remember about Morella. I love doing lawsuits. Marisha. And you messed up on that one, sir. You really did. You messed up, sir. And then that Raggedy Ann troll. Y'all messed up. And I'm trying to come up too. I can buy me a brand new house, because y'all, what you did, you wasn't even thinking. What were you drinking? What was you high on, dude? Talking about I'm on crack. I just passed the drug test.
That's what it sound like.
You dumb, you big dummy. They already watching my channel, sir. So I'm just they like, Michael, you sure right. They put your everything on the internet. The house, that's my house. My address, that's my address. and old boy sent threatening calls to my phone. Y'all some dumbasses. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are really dumb. You know, y'all are really.
So these old ass buzzards is out here making prank calls. Like, why is it that the old people always want to make the prank calls and always want to be the ones doxing and doing all this crazy extra shit and putting people's addresses online and showing people's grandparents and great grand? Why is it always these old people? Like, why is it people like 50, 60 plus that is doing stuff like this? Is it because, guys, you know, some people just aren't internet savvy in this age bracket? Or is it because people are just, you know, just uneducated, or they're just ignorant as motherfucker? Like, which one and why are we having this problem with people in this age bracket where they are actually doxing people, where they are actually looking up people's information and then posting it like for the world to see? You know what I'm saying? And then also contacting authorities and sending them to people's house. Like, where is this okay? I'm not understanding, you know what I mean? Like, why and how people have this much time on their hands. Like, there has to be something else we can do, like knitting, right? Maybe some fishing. What else we got out here? There's so many other things that we could be doing. Reading, right? We can join a reading club. How about you know, swords? You know what I'm saying? There's people out here who like Dungeons and Dragons. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be something else that we can do with our time, right? Other than dox people and look up people's information and be putting that shit on the internet for motherfuckers to see. Like, I don't understand like what's happening here. Okay. But we're gonna go ahead and continue with this old man and what he did to this man, okay? Because I thought that this was crazy. Let's go ahead and keep this going. Cause these niggas is wild.
That's, boy, are you great? You know the house you in. I might let y'all get my dog house once I get through with y'all, okay? I might let y'all get my dog house. Okay. That was dumb, Perry. That was stupid. That was dumb as hell for you to do that. And she's like, I'm very smart, intelligent black man, ninja. Okay. How you doing? And Wendy Williams, shout out to Wendy Williams. Oh, that was dumb. And anybody?
I mean, what gets me about what he's saying is he's 100% on point, because like, some of us really have shit to lose, right? You don't want to just be out here just doing whatever and out here just getting sued and, you know, losing stuff and losing shit over this YouTube drama. It ain't that serious. You know what I mean? Like, put yourself a disclaimer up. You know, you can have your own opinion about stuff, but to take stuff to this level, like, other people are going to have an opinion about you too. You can give pushback and all that stuff, but to take stuff to the level of calling the police and doing all this other stuff, like, this is a lot, people. Okay. And I'm going to need people to fall back from stuff like that, for real. So let's go ahead and just move on a little bit from him. I know that he had a lot to say, but you said, and then he hits the blunt. I'm gone. He said, I just hit mine too, Steph. I'm about to pick mine up. Okay. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get a little bit further into what the brother was saying, because he was talking a lot and it was really funny. Okay. So let's go ahead and start from here.
That's on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, please shout me out, because so we can get them, so y'all can see how they gonna get ready to go to the food bank and the food pantries and stuff. Because
So how y'all, just so y'all don't, in case y'all don't know, Sherelle's World talks about all the Real Housewives, and she actually knows several of them. So she actually, rubs shoulders with a lot of them, kind of like Marcella does and other people. So yeah, Sherelle's World is all into that. So she knows a lot of them, and that's kind of what he's talking about right now, just to give y'all some background.
That was dumb of you.
He basically said they're gonna be at the food pantry, which, like I said, like it's kind of crazy because they do have a lot to lose. Okay, she's been doing this for a long time.
I was dumb, sir. You dummy, and you let them old washed up things on your panel get you set up for this. They didn't even like you from jump, because if that was, they would have told you, "No, don't do that," and you did it. Especially that redhead Raggedy Ann troll thing. That's who did it. I got all the receipts. Your partner Leroy. Hey Leroy, how you doing? Hey Leroy, you dumbass. Here's his number, y'all. The one that sent me these threatening messages and stuff. So FBI, if y'all watching, please record this number, which I already are.
Okay, hold on, y'all, because I'm gonna put a banner up. I'm not gonna let him dox him on here. But guys, listen, I'm trying to tell you, these people is crazy. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play this.
But this is what I put right here. Let me show y'all right quick. Here's his number on the Perry Show. This is his number.
This is how they
called me, threatened me, said what he would do, and all that. That's his number, y'all. Y'all see I blocked
me and mine ain't got shit on this
That's
nigga.
Leroy.
Okay?
It says Leroy on Perry Show. Okay, so make sure y'all got that. Call him and let him know he was the most dumbest person in the whole wide world, and y'all see he's blocked. Okay. And then we're gonna go to the to that redhead, raggedy head, the Raggedy Ann troll. I think she's on the other phone. Let me see, but it might come up in this one. Hold up. I'm gonna say, y'all are stupid as hell, and y'all how old? Y'all supposed to be educated. Y'all dumb as hell. But wait. Woo-wee. You got the right one on the wrong day, boo. Okay, the right one on the wrong day. Okay, use that read and use it on. You've been using some of my cuts. You don't think fast enough to get none of my reads. All right, no, I gotta get her off the other phone, y'all. Where's my other phone?
Y'all niggas think y'all the kings.
I'm gonna show y'all that thing that since she want to dox. Okay, but they're threatening me. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the redhead. Here's her. Since she want to try it. Hold on. Hold up, swole up. I told you don't come for me. I'm not worried about nothing, dude. Because you've already been talking about an investigation. Boy, that they opened and closed it. You don't know nothing about the state of Missouri. You better move around. Okay. Hold on, let me find where she. Okay, here it is, Rob, right here. Oh, how did she get that? She got my personal. She got my everything. Oh, I don't know how she got my. Y'all, she got my. Did you know?
Fair use.
Okay. This came from September the 5th. The blue one is her, and the clear ones are me. This is what she when I told her, I said, that person, with all due respect, go and review some of my few shows that I allowed you to be a part of and give me your honest opinion on what you think. You can do that. You can't do that, ma'am. So basically she was on my platform, being disrespectful. And then she said, She said, I thought you were better than that. You can't talk to me. See, that's when I wasn't answering none of her calls. She said, I thought you were better than that. You can't talk to me? No. I said, please review my shows. You have to follow my lead. This is what I told her. I said, that person, please review my shows. You have to follow my lead. And I said, if you can't do that, I said, if you can't do that, I can't have you on my team. It's my show. Please respect it. And she said, well, now I said, whenever I decide to have a partner, I'll consider you. Please respect that. I don't appreciate the cursing. Okay. She just came free willing.
So just to give y'all a little bit of context, he's basically explaining the conversation that he had with Sherelle, which basically blew this whole story up, okay, and got this whole situation where Perry is in his feelings and out here calling the police and swatting people for YouTube beef.
I'm reviewing my shows and you try to take over. I can't get a word in. It's my show. If you can't respect that, you know the rest. Hasta la vista, baby. And then she said, call me. I said, okay. She said, happy birthday, motor scooter. Y'all see what she said? She's in the clear ones. She said, okay. And she said, happy birthday, because I wasn't answering her. And then she said, go straight to hell. And then I said, Batch, you are stalking me and I'm not responsible. I don't need Perry or no. And then I said, Batch, I'm growing. I don't need Perry or no other Batch. I have talent, boo. Girl, bye. Okay. And then she said, and then I said, and then I told her, I said, don't come for me, Batch. You don't know me. Okay. And so there have that. And
Okay.
then she put my personal address on the thing. So I know that that's out there. And so she said, Batch, my cousin on their way to Blase Skippy, my address. Now, who's the Batch? This is me, Batch, my cousin on the way to Blase Skippy address. Now, who's the Batch? And I said, so is the police. Who lives there? You are a dummy. Why would you text that? At some point, you have to have a brain. They haven't pulled up yet. Okay? You are too old to be so dumb, boo. You don't wake up early enough to catch me slipping, boo. Try it, boo. You only seen the nice Mike. Try it, boo. You are harassing and threatening me. Why? Where they at? Y'all can see these. You are too old to be so dumb, boo. You don't wake up early enough to catch me slipping, boo. Try it. You only seen the nice Mike. Try it. You are harassing and threatening me. Where they at, Sin? Sin, I'm scared. Why did you have them people do that, girl? And I said, Batch, it's wide open. At this point, you're harassing me. Get a life. You washed up old Batch. And she said, your mama, grandma, and sister are washed up old Batches.
Child.
And
so let's just stop there for a second, because that's a lot. Okay. So first of all, Sherelle, this is her. Now let me put this picture back up. Okay. For those of y'all who don't know who we're talking about Sherelle's World, from Sherelle's World and Perry. Okay. This is who he was talking about. this is how this whole beef got started, where Perry has been calling the police on people and sending the police to people's house states away, okay, and claiming that he is doing this to protect his wife, okay. So, instead of just having a conversation more or less with his wife about this, he would rather come up here online and get a whole bunch of bullshit started for clicks and views, okay. So this is basically what the whole thing has been lately, out here, where people have just been jumping out here out the window, just saying all kinds of weird, dumb shit, for clicks and views. Okay. And this clearly is what Perry has been doing out here. So there's a couple more parts in here that I thought was funny. And then we'll just get right into what we wanted to talk about over here. Because, like I said, a lot of their stuff just kind of segues into what's going on over here. But again, let's go ahead and where are we at right here? Okay, I think we got to that part. So we got one more part here on here, and then we're going to get right into it, guys. These people, he is right. These people are way too old to be doing this stuff. All of us are, but this shit right here is just ridiculous.
I ain't shaving my mustache or nothing. I'm gonna try to do something where I can, but I'm wanting to do some skits. So for this situation right here, I'm gonna have a long blonde wig, and then I'm gonna be like this the whole show, y'all. But this is gonna be hurting because I know her. So she ain't got no neck, so her shoulders is hurting. So that's gonna be hurting. So
just to let y'all know, he's saying that he's gonna be doing some skits on his show, and he's gonna be doing allegedly doing Sherelle's World. So I just wanted y'all to hear this.
But y'all got these gonna be some good skits. I'm gonna get a long blonde nappy head, ungreased wig, and put on my head that comes back down. Y'all, I was thinking about that, and I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna show y'all who shit. Then I'm gonna take it off, and then I'm gonna do one part of him. I might have like the makeup on this side, and then I'm gonna put like I'll put like one side gonna be like a pale skin face, like peeling on this side, and then black as me on this side, right? And then I'm gonna have the wig, like, I'm gonna have a half of the wig going on this side, this long, and then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna critique them, and then I'm gonna come back and then I'm gonna turn on this side there. Oh, he said that I ain't
word they do.
Oh, you don't come after my wife. Talk about my wife anytime you come after my nigga. Who are you, bitch? Who are you, faggot? Okay, now, but anyhow, so y'all, back to what I said. So I'm gonna have a wig like
the words and opinions of this person are not alleged and not the words of Black Lounge, okay, and Black Lounge Divine, nor the words of the people that are in the chat, okay. These are coming from this person, so these opinions are not necessarily my opinions or the opinions of Black Lounge Divine, okay.
Wig is gonna be like a long blonde wig. So y'all, we need to set up a fund for that. If y'all want me to do these skits, it's gonna be funny. And the first one is gonna be Parisha. Okay. And then the other one's gonna be the twisted wig, dry wig lady out of Vegas. We're gonna do one on her. Oh, baby, I'm young. So y'all, we gonna start that up. Well, we put a separate, y'all want to cash app to do that so I can give me a wig, because I'm gonna have it like one, how, and then how it's gonna be two people. I'm gonna have all real light-skinned makeup on this side, have the beard, mustache, and then I'm gonna have him black as me, and then like I'll just be turning when she's saying something, and then when he's saying something. That's gonna be awesome. Okay, so y'all stay tuned for that. So y'all can, whenever y'all, if y'all choose.
All right, guys. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys got to see that. That was just too fucking funny. This guy is hilarious, and he had a lot more that he was talking about. Okay, in particular to Larry Reid. But I think that we got into some of the stuff that was happening with Larry Reid that we've already kind of been talking about over here on Black Lounge in regards to the church itself. But this kind of segues into what was happening yesterday in our sector, right? in regards to how things were going, and also what people have been talking about in regards to doxing in our sector. So shout out to Slander God, the Smoke God, Darrell. There's a few people that's been talking about this topic and some things that have come up in the past that are now happening now, that are, or at least coming out now. And people are kind of trying to figure out how to deal with it, right? There's some people that are still offended by the doxing and some of the things that have happened in the past. And there's some people that are just willing to let it go and not really keep going on and on with it. And I'm tending to be on that side with it too. I think that, at some point you got to move on from the past, and you can't just keep letting the past just continue, right? Unless the past just keeps bringing itself up. Now, if the past keeps bringing itself up, then at some point you got to deal with what you're seeing and what's going on in front of you. Okay. Now, I think that Sexy Toy Lady and Tiff P did an excellent job with dealing with what they had in front of them yesterday. Okay. And I actually had a conversation on my show probably about 10 months ago with all the ladies. And I have a portion of that conversation that I'd like to play because it tends to go against what's being said now. Okay. And we're going to get very much into that today. We're also going to get into the Tiff P show. We're going to kind of go piece by piece on a few things that were said in that show. And again, make sure that you guys are subscribing to both channels, both on Sexy Toy Lady's channel as well as Tiff P. Make sure that you guys subscribe and share their channels out as well, and the videos from yesterday, okay? And make sure that you're sharing this video as well. We are going to play a quick timer in order to get right into the sector news, okay? It's going to be a really quick one, and then we're going to get right into it. Bear with me just a moment. All right, guys. So listen, we've got a lot to actually get into. Now, there was a lot that was said yesterday on Sexy Toy Lady show. So we're going to start with that one because there's only a couple of parts of this show that I kind of want to get into. There's actually a full segment of this part. So shout out to Sexy Toy Lady. Again, make sure that you guys are subscribed to her channel. Make sure that you guys are checking out what she has been posting lately. She always has a great show going on over there. They're really funny over there, no matter who she has on the panel. And I actually thoroughly enjoy her show all the time. Even if she has critique for me or anybody else in the sector, I really do thoroughly enjoy her show. And I'm looking forward to seeing her and Tiff P, hopefully, doing some work together because I think you guys would be great. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the one part that I'd like to get into. And Samba says, hey, what's up to you? Yeah, what's up, Samba? I appreciate you being in the building as well. And yes, ma'am, them folks over there make us look like angels over here, okay? I'm telling you, we ain't got nothing on them. But let's go ahead and get into this part of the show. And I'm going to actually remove the banner for a second because I want you guys to kind of see where I'm talking about. because this was a really, again, this was a really, really great show. And I would love for you guys to kind of see where we're at when the show, where I'd like to start the show. So at this point, it was Remix, of course, Sexy Toy Lady, D. Durrell, and Pillsbury on the panel. Okay. So it was closer towards the end of the show. She had about a 5-hour show. And towards about almost 4 hours in, they got to a very interesting part of the conversation. Okay. And I would like to play this part of it. And I believe this part of this is what segued into Let Me See Your Transcripts video from yesterday. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this part of this first.
Of the shit, trying to find people stuff. I mean, he been doing that shit for years, man.
Make sure you guys are hitting the like
man.
button.
It's the same shit. And the thing about it, you think after he lost his job, he would have would learn his lesson, but he getting ready to lose his job again because he got some shit brewing right now where his ass in trouble. You know, I don't really.
And again, I'm going to play a portion of this video. I'm going to let the video play out for a few minutes, and then we're going to go over some parts. Okay, I might stop and go, but I just want you guys to kind of get the gist of why I'm playing this and where we're going to go with this. Okay, so bear with me just a moment. And fair use, guys.
Talk about it, but that nigga about to lose another job, and he up there still doing the same shit.
I mean, come on, D. Durrell. I mean, I hear what you saying that, you know, the Rev G was looking up information in the past, but from what people were saying on panels is you got other people in the sector with facial recognition. I mean, federal equipment, all this. Like, come on. I mean, how?
Man,
like,
let me tell you something, brother. I give 2 damn fucks about nobody's personal life. I'm not paying nobody a goddamn dime to go look up information on other people. Like, how did that? What was that? How do I benefit from that, Pillsbury?
Oh, I know. Look, I'd have met you.
Now, I agree with that. I think that, you know, sometimes we think about, you know, some of the people that we may say are doxing us or are doxing people, and what benefit would they really have from doing this kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? Some people really don't have anything to lose and they just into that kind of stuff. Other people really are not, right? And I need people to start paying more attention to some of these things and what the motives are behind why some people may be doing some stuff. But we're going to go ahead and continue on.
So I already know. Look, you know what I'm saying. You a little bit older than me, but I already know you an OG. You don't got time for the nonsense. You got real business to take care of because you a businessman. You know.
Grand Rising, Money to Burn. I appreciate you being in the building. Shout out to you. I hope you're doing well. And you said, good morning, loungers and Black Lounge Divine. You said STL and Tiff P have great chemistry. I'm looking forward to seeing them work together. Me too. I think they are going to be awesome together. I know Nova called them the dynamic duo. Somebody needs to come up with like an intro for them, come up with like a whole thing to make sure that they can get that popping for real, because they would do excellent together. And you said, hey, the Money to Burn. You said, hello, chat and peeps, Samba Queen, Stephanie Collins, and the beautiful Bernice. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get back into to Sexy Toy Lady Show.
You know what I'm saying?
And
so
we're gonna let it play out.
You go live a lot in your place of business, in your own office. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we know you a businessman. So I know you don't got time for a lot of the nonsense.
I don't got time, man. Let me tell you, the most I'll do is if you go live and you expose some shit. Yeah, I'll spot you 100 or 2 if it's something I really like.
Now I will say that he's kind of a troublemaker, right? Nova can be, but I thought his idea of the dynamic duo, I thought the name was awesome for the girls, for the ladies, because I think that the two of them together are great. But yes, he definitely do need to stop being so messy as a man, and I must be honest with that. And I know he watches my show, but you know, hey, we speak facts around here, right? So Nova, you are quite messy. I must say that. But yeah, you came up with a great idea when it came to their name. And I think that would be great. And like I said, somebody needs to come up with intro for them, and a whole song and all that stuff. And but yeah, you're right. You said the dynamic duo cool, but he needs to keep money to burn out of his bitch ass lies. That's facts. And T Pre too. T Pre as well. Black Lives Divine as well. You said Nova need to quit running his fat ass mouth about shit he don't know. Well, this turned into something else. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in a little bit, guys, because we are going to be able to talk and everything if y'all want to come up here on the panel. But let me go ahead and try to get through a little bit of this content first, because we got a long way to go. So let me go ahead and play a little bit more, and then we can definitely talk about Nova and what's happening with that. And if you want me to drop the link now, let me know. I can do that.
Like or whatever. Yeah, I don't mind doing. But as far as me, I'm putting you on my payroll for the next 6 months and 10 months and shit. I'm gonna pay you $1,000 a month to go look up. Man, I have never done that shit. Never done that. Matter of fact, nobody has ever. The information that people have gave me about other people, man, that shit was given to me for free through people that you wouldn't even think. Troll different people that's in our sector that's not even like really like vocal or whatever. Man, usually when I got information, like people would send me some shit. Man, it's from people you wouldn't even think. People like that you'll see every day in the troll in the chat. You wouldn't even comment on them. It don't really be the people that are like really known for being on panels or they vocal or they trolling. Man, the sector is bigger than what we think it is. This sector actually has more people than what we think it has, man. There are a lot more people.
Now, I definitely want to speak to that because I had said this a while back. I said this, I don't know when it was, but anyway, I let y'all know that there's a lot more people that watch than y'all think. Okay. There's a lot more people who, that more than what meets the eye. So if it looks like somebody is like extra hated in the sector, it might look like that just based off of what you see in a chat room or what you see on a panel. But those people are minute compared to how large of audience that we actually have, right? And how many people are actually watching from the clouds, there's so many moving parts about other different things going on in this sector that you guys have no idea about. All you guys see is kind of yourselves, right? And what's happening here and whatever, like even some of you are in some discords, for instance, right? And you think it just might be those discords. It's a lot more going on than y'all know and think. And some of these people you need to listen to. Like there's some people that have puzzles, pieces to this that, you might not like them or you might not like certain things, but you might just want to listen to some things they might be saying because they're really holding a lot of pieces to these puzzles for real. So let's go ahead and just continue on a little bit more.
Who casually watch this shit. I know people from other sectors that I didn't even know watch this sector. And you wouldn't even know.
That's facts too. I've got people in the T sector that are large content creators, okay, that watch my show. They know all of y'all. They know every single one of y'all players. They know about breaking the culture. They know about what happened with us. They know about what's going on with anti-Afro. Like there are large content creators that know about this stuff, but they don't drop out the clouds. They don't say anything at all because like they don't want to go through this bullshit with y'all for real. And it's not worth their time with some of this stuff that happens in this sector. But yes, people watch it because it's entertainment. It really is. So let's go ahead and keep going.
And they be up in them clouds. They be up in them clouds, not coming down, but they watch it, And we already know the behind the scenes is more juicy. I mean, we got smoke and me and Mans and them putting stuff out right now. So it's, and you just did a live on that. That's crazy. Right after you do the live on that, that's when a lot of stuff just started coming out. I mean, you see how you manifest stuff in the sector. Come on, man.
I'm not trying to manifest. I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest, man. Smoke was kind of like, how come you didn't go? Like, man, I'm like, man, it was one something. My ass had shit to do. I had to get up at 7 o'clock in fucking morning. I'm like, dude, my daughter's 25 years old. She can fend for herself for some shit. She already know about this. My daughter actually watched this sector. Believe it or not, she watches. So this is not this.
So that's what I was going to say. Like, I know that Darrell's daughters watch this sector, okay, and they're aware of a lot of this stuff. So she probably laughed at that. And a lot of this stuff, guys, is old. The sector has changed. There's a lot of things that have shifted now. And if you're still on what happened last year or what happened the year before, that's fine. But I think a lot of people are trying to move forward from some things, right? It might not so much be the chats in the audience, but it's definitely some of the content creators, right? So you see the content creators kind of shifting on and moving on to new kind of topics and stuff like that. Or even, if they are bringing up or talking about old topics, it's because that old topic keeps knocking at the fucking door, okay? And keeps coming in and sitting down in the living room, okay? So we need to go ahead and have a conversation about some of this stuff, because there's been some great conversation that came up that's about to come up now, and also that came up in in Tiff P's video last night. So I'd like to go over those points and also kind of bring up something from the past that kind of ties into what was being said that just seems so different from what was going on 10 months ago. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep this going now.
This shit is not new to her, man. And she watched this channel, my channel, my D Darrell the Rebirth channel, and she watched the Sector TV channel. She watched both. She's been watching those channels on and off for like the last 2 years. So she not like aloof to the shit that's going on. Now she don't really know, like, do she watch like every channel of particular people? No, but she watched the people particularly in the church sector per se, and then also people that come on my panels routinely. She knows some of y'all. She knows some of the characters now. But do she go around like watching like several channels and stuff? Nah, she don't really do that. But she do watch a few people. I'd say that. So
D Darrell, why did you bring them freaks over here to this sector? Because the church sector, I thought we was fucked up. Them motherfuckers nuts over there.
Man, let me say this, man. Look, man, the shit was really, I wasn't really trying to, when I did it, man.
All right, guys, here we go, really, guys. Okay, so everybody listen to this. This is the part that we're going to get into. And shout out again to the sexy toy lady.
He and Rev G going at each other. That really what caused it, because Rev G was talking shit. And I ain't even have to do this, because at the time that happened, Let Me See a Transcript also posted stuff about, quote unquote, stuff about my license and shit. And then she looked up something on the state website about my, I think it was a franchise tax or some shit with my LLC or something that I needed to fill out and pay or whatever, something like that. She did some little minor shit like that. And that was like a few months before that happened. But man, Rev G went up there on CTV just lying, just lying. Like he tried to paint this picture like everybody in our sector attacking them. They didn't attack nobody. Let Me See a Transcript was at the forefront of harming them, harassing them, and they didn't.
Now, I want to highlight what Darrell said, okay, because we're going to break this down today. We are not going to keep up with all these narratives and all this stuff. We're going to break down what he said, because I absolutely remember when that happened. Because when it happened, we were all of us kind of started going over there. It was us. It was every single one of us ladies. A lot of us in this sector started flooding CTV's chat room. Okay. And his moderators started coming after us. Like they were like blocking us, and they were like it was crazy over there. Right. Because they thought we really were attacking anti-Afro and attacking Rev G. Okay, so I know everybody kind of remembers that kind of time frame where this was happening. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. And I want you guys to see also who came on the panel. So I'm going to remove them.
And there's also others. Now, he didn't mention names of others, but he was basically talking about the sector, that the sector itself was trying to like, you know, harass them and you know, say all kinds.
So as you guys can see, Breaking the Culture has now joined the panel. Okay. And I want you guys to hear this conversation. So we're going to go ahead and continue. But again, shout out to Sexy Toy Lady. This is her video. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to her channel. Make sure that you do like the video and you do share the video as well.
Kind of negative things, defaming their name and all this other shit. So when he did that, I was in the chat and I was trolling a little bit, and I was just like saying, I was like, nigga, you sitting there lying to these people. Didn't know any of these people, man. Now, when I went live and I did a response about it, all these people from CTV just for some reason, I don't know what happened now, man. I had like 50, 60 responses, comments. They was giving, you know, this and that. And before you know it, when I went live, they all came on my channel. I didn't ask them to come on my panel. They all came on my panel. So when that happened, you know, things happen the way they happen. So, I mean, it just kind of naturally, you know, develop into that way. But my intention was not necessarily to like bring people into it. But once I saw that, hey, this is something that could be different and bring some new blood into the sector, yeah, I went along with it. But it was really me going at Rev G. That's really was really my whole goal at that point, was exposing his ass for lying. You know.
Well, speaking of new blood in the sector, we got the Queen Breaking the Culture of Silence on the panel, man. Hey, salute the Queen, y'all, man. Hey, what's going on?
Y'all be doing us so dirty. We love it over here. I love you guys. Love to hate you guys.
Hey, man.
Even
hey, the Queen been keeping it crack.
D-Zarell know I got a love-hate relationship with him. Because
Right,
D-Zarell be spitting some facts. You be spitting facts. I got a love-hate relationship with you, though. Because you be spitting facts, but you be coming for me.
Now, every time you see me flash this fake news shit up here, okay, this is fake news. All right? Every time you see this fake news flash up here, we know we listening to some fake shit. All right? So we're going to go ahead and continue with this.
Calling me whores and prostitutes. But it'd be funny. But I got a love-hate relationship with you. But I will say you are being honest about as far as like how we came over here, because basically you were our segue in. Not that you asked us to come over, obviously. But we didn't know, like, we've heard about you guys, but we didn't know who you guys were. You know what I mean? Because we heard
Right.
about you guys through Let Me See Your Transcripts, but we didn't know exactly who you were until that night when we did that big panel. And that's when we
Right.
were like, oh, this is the sector. And that's how we came in. So no, you didn't necessarily drag us over here. You were
Right.
gracious to us that night. You invited us on and you let us tell our tale. And that was that. And the rest is history. And I know you guys
Right.
hate that I'm in your sector, but I like it over here. I like
and
it
I'm gonna
in
say
both
this.
sectors.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to how this chick just tried to butter up to the godfather, okay, of the sector, and how lately she's been trying to butter up to different people. But this in particular is just really strange. Because like I said, we're going to take a walk back into sector history, okay? Because I don't private a motherfucking thing, okay? And we're going to go ahead and go back and have a conversation and see if shit really was like this. But let's go ahead and continue. We're going to go ahead and listen to this fake ass fucking news.
Really, man, I was cool with everybody, man. The person, man, if it wasn't for knockoff media, we wouldn't have had the man. He was the one that caused the rip with using my content and
Well,
shit.
he didn't help, but I was gonna say he didn't help give us a good name because he came over here wilding out. Like at least like when me and CTV came,
Right.
we came over on respectfulness. Like we told our story. We said what
Right.
we had to say about Let Me See Your Transcripts. Y'all made it clear y'all didn't give a shit, so we let it go. And you know,
Right.
I just happened to stay and hang out.
So remember that she said that because for the past year, she has been saying that she is going to drop receipts on Let Me See Your Transcript. Let Me See Your Transcript. Now, if maybe I'm wrong, y'all can correct me, but Let Me See Your Transcript has not been consistently saying, I got all these receipts I'm going to drop on Breaking the Culture. she did what she did a few years ago, which we'll get into in a little while, okay? But whatever she was going through with the A team and they was doing, and let me see your transcript, was minutely involved with, okay? She did maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, okay? But Breaking the Culture for the past year or so has been telling us up until this video or so, I'm sorry, Tiff's video, that she has all these receipts. As a matter of fact, allegedly, she has dropped some new receipts on her community wall, which I'm about to go check and see, because I think she said something about that in Tiff P's video. But we'll go ahead and get into that later. But meanwhile, she is the one that has been saying that she has all this stuff to drop on Let Me See Your Transcript and hasn't dropped anything yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this out and let's hear what this fake news is saying.
But he did just start wilding out, so he didn't give us a good, you know,
Yes,
a
when
good
he did
name, a good
shit,
rep or whatever. But then you started wilding on me though, and I ain't do nothing to you. That's why I was always so confused with you, Darrell, because I actually liked you, and when I came up there, I mean, I still do. Now I just have like this big brother love hate thing for you, but I was just like, dang, why is Darrell coming for me? What did I do? I didn't even do nothing to him.
I'm gonna say this is what happened when Knockoff did what he did, and then me and Conscious end up getting into it too. I just went at everybody at that point because it was like I started looking at everybody as the enemy, because when Knockoff did what he did, then all of a sudden he was on CTV channel saying stuff, and they start saying this, and I did this, and I did that, and stuff like that. I just went at everybody because the people there were people who were cool. Like, man, I had this one
You
chick,
just came for the
and
sector in general.
yeah, I just went for because
Nah, but you came at
when
me
he did
hardcore
that.
though. I thought you had a personal vet. I mean, and granted, you don't have to obviously keep, you know, beating, the horse over the head. 'Cause
I'm
you
gonna
did
say this.
apologize to
I'm
me, so
also
I'm not gonna hold you to that forever because you did apologize to me and you did
right,
stop. I'll give you that. You did stop. Here and there you make little
right.
slick comments, which whatever. We do what we do. But I just was so confused though because I was like, dang, we could have been cool. Like, I ain't had no smoke with you. I don't have no smoke with nobody in this sector except
So this is where the fake news comes in, right? Because, like, first of all, she says she don't have no smoke with nobody in this sector except the people she got smoke for in the sector. Then she says, she didn't understand, like, why, she was having this issue with Darrell and where this came from. And I want to remind the sector of what actually happened and what she said back then compared to what she's saying now. Okay. And that'll actually segue into Tiff P's video. So let's go ahead and finish this out and listen to what this chick says on this fake news. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and get back into that.
for that thing. Except
Right.
for her. But everybody else is just cosmetic shit. But I don't know. I kind of did take it like I was just like, dang, like I didn't even do nothing to the big homie. And I think that you be spitting facts. I be watching some of your other stuff, outside of just the sector stuff. And I was like, dag. So I just didn't understand it, but I get it though. It was just more or less he came in wilding out, and you was just like, nah, ain't nobody welcome here.
Yeah, I was. He, and then the thing about it, I'm like, dude, you was
So
using.
remember what she's saying. She's basically saying right now that because of knockout media is why Darrell did not want to extend the hand to her, of the welcoming hand to her. Okay. But I want y'all to hear what she told us happened between her and Darrell before any of that. Okay. And what she's saying now is, oh, I looked up to you. I thought you were great. I thought you was wonderful, D. Darrell. I thought you were amazing, D. Darrell, and you were so wonderful. And I looked up to you, and I watched all your other content and all this other stuff, and you were so awesome, Darrell. And I want you to hear what she actually said about Darrell 10 months ago. So let's finish this off, and then we're going to go ahead and go to my show.
My content and shitting on the content, but and then he didn't do like one or two. He was doing content every time I would go live and talk about, because I was
Hey, Ms.
neutral,
Murph,
man. I
I
wasn't
appreciate
even
you.
that cool with Daryl. I wasn't even that cool with Daryl. I was like, I'm here. I was trying to be neutral. I really wasn't trying to pick no sides. I really would. And so when he did that shit, like, dude, you went and trolled Miss Furlow. And then you gonna use, because I laughed at a joke, man. This dude got mad at me for laughing at a joke. And I'm serious. And I was like, yeah, nah. And then he did a whole
Yeah, when it
hour and
came
a
to
half.
Knockout, I didn't understand why Knockout got so invested. Like, to be honest, I felt like he was just hardcore clout chasing. Because he didn't have, like, if anybody was going to be mad about anything, it would have been the people that were directly being affected by the actions that, let me see, a transcripts from them were taking against us, the shit that they were doing. We
Right.
were the only ones that really could have, you know what I mean, that had anything to gripe about, if anything. So,
But here's the thing about what the issue I'm taking with what she's saying right here. Okay. The problem with all of y'all, right? With the A-Team side, with Conscious TV's side, all of y'all side, is the fact that there were alleged victims who wanted to put their story out, okay? And Daryl Moore was giving them the space to do this, okay? And in doing that, it became a fight against each other. And so let me see your transcript, and her part in being in a chat room while somebody's doxing someone and all this other extra fluff and bullshit is really irrelevant to this story. And at this point, I'm not sure why you're still talking about that, right? Because the bigger picture here, breaking the culture, is the fact that your friend is now in the public eye for what Daryl Moore and the A-Team were talking about at that time. So whatever you were dealing with let me see your transcript, at this point, what the fuck do you want us to do? Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's where we were when you came to this sector. None of us cared about what the fuck you were talking about let me see your transcript, because to us, that shit was petty compared to a lot of things that we've actually seen in this sector, okay? Like, it really was. Compared to a lot of the things that we've seen in this sector, what you were telling us about her and her involvement wasn't that deep. And to me, it still ain't that deep. And if you feel like it is, then you should do what you were advised in the next segment of this video, which we're about to get into in just a couple minutes. But I want you to understand how the manipulation works with this woman, okay? And how she will try to pretend and speak like she does, give you this eloquent speech about her, and how she was a victim and she's somehow victimized in a situation. And, you're just kind of listening to her without hearing all of the other details surrounding what she's talking about. She only kind of presents what she chooses to present, as opposed to what's still also happening around all of this. Okay. So we're going to get into all of this stuff because, like I said, we're done with the narratives and the bullshit, and we are now looking for receipts. And we're going to need like a whole lot more receipts from this homegirl, because I don't understand, how you just think you can come over into a space and just dupe everybody, and everybody's just supposed to believe you, and you're just supposed to keep getting at and getting comfortable with certain people's enemies. Now, let's go ahead and get into that. Let's go ahead and finish this up.
So him, like, he just wanted to be a victim so bad. I just felt like he just so badly wanted to be a victim. And him coming at you was weird to me. I didn't understand, like, the whole... And I get it because you was rocking with Fupa or whatever, but still, you didn't do anything per se that warranted him doing the shit that he did, like showing up and all that. Like, that was OD. And I called it out even when it was going on. I was like you doing the most, and you acting like you've actually been affected by the shit that Fupa and them are doing.
No, she was actually cheering that shit on. She was actually cool with Knockout, and the stuff he was doing at some point. Now, there came a point where when he turned on her publicly and they turned on each other publicly is when she got in her bag about stuff and started calling stuff out. But before that, she was 100% all down with the fuck shit that Knockout was doing. Okay, so we're not going to pretend that, you know, her and Knockout weren't working together, and they actually fell out live, and she mentioned how they were getting paid behind the scenes. So we're not going to pretend that that didn't happen as well. So again, breaking the culture, you can say what you want when you think nobody's watching and when you think nobody's listening. Okay, but sweetheart, we the sector never forgets. Okay, we always remember, even if somebody's not saying something at that moment. See, they can count on the morning opinion to talk about it. Okay, because yes, ma'am, you and Knockout Media accepted money from AAS, and allegedly it was to come after D. Durrell. Now, you are the one, and you feeling some type of way like you seem to do, and you fall out with people and you want to blurt out business live. That is what you choose to do. You've done it now with me and Nikki. You did it with that situation. And now this is now you trying to act like you never fucked with Knockout and all this stuff. Knockout was following you around like a fucking lap dog. Okay. Every single, when you all first came in this sector, every single time you were somewhere, he was there, and he was backing you. And you weren't talking shit to him and feeling no type of way. You was backing everything he was saying, because both of y'all were on the same team. Both of y'all were trying to up Larry Reed. That is what this situation was about. So again, we're going to keep the focus on what this story is about, because it ain't about you. But you keep making this story about you and about your kids and about the FBI and the ATF and CPS and all these other people, all these people coming to your house, and you got people from the FBI following you and the kids around to make sure y'all safe, and all this other crazy ass, bogus ass stories you be telling, these fake news stories you be telling. So yes, we're going to keep it a bean, ma'am, about what was really going on. But let's go ahead and continue just a little bit. We got like 2 more minutes on this video, and then we're going to get into the other video and what you really said.
When you have it, the only people that were affected was us. So it's like he was just cloud chasing, just doing the most. But then he's also an unguided youth. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have a good mom and a dad.
Right.
Not that that's an excuse, because I didn't either, and I fucking don't act like that. But he, I don't know. You just can't even take.
But I'm gonna say this, but the sector don't know this. But man, I saw Knockoff at least 5 times in real life.
I believe
at
it,
least
because
5.
he's crazy. I believe it.
And the
He's a
thing
psycho.
about it, I saw him at least. That wasn't the time that he came. Even though I was in my office, I saw Knockoff 2 other times roaming around the business that business area and the neighbor, because there's a lot of the adjacent street behind the buildings. There's a lot of apartment complexes in that area between Kirby and South Main. There's a lot of large, apartment complexes, and I've seen him at least twice near that area, and I was just shaking my head, man. It was funny to me because he was carrying around all this equipment and shit, looking crazy as fuck, running around in the area, man. It was funny to me, but I mean, but I never really said that about it, because this nigga was trying to get me to go to to see him at a corner store and all this other shit.
He was trying to set you up. Yeah, he was trying to set you up for failure. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not about to, but I seen
and that's my
Knockoff
problem. It's like, it's one thing to pop your shit online, and it's one thing to troll and do what you got to do, but it's once you start taking that shit offline, that's where I draw the line. Like,
yeah,
you can say whatever you need to say, do whatever you need to do, but all that extra stuff that him and Fupa and Let Me See Your Transcripts and all them was doing, that shit is just old. It's just unnecessary, and it's like, come on, like, it's not that if it ever gets that deep, motherfuckers just need to log off. Just log offline.
Right.
But keep in mind, you were a part of that same group of people at one time, breaking the culture. Like, that's the part, like, you're trying to act like you have been on the side of Larry Reed this entire time, okay? That is not true. You have been on the side of Daryl Moore the most of that time, okay? This has been going on for several years, and, and this is something that our sector is not fully aware of, how long this has been happening, okay? So you were on the side of the A-team and Daryl Moore for a long time. you became on the side of Larry Reed when he gave you a voice on the Victor Cousins story at that church. Okay. So that is where you kind of like started getting in with Larry Reed. He kind of, gave you that voice. Y'all fell out a couple of times. You fell out with CTV. You've even told me personally that you have problems with CTV. You know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of issues that you really have with these people. It's just that for some reason, and you've never actually confirmed or denied whether he's paying you or not, but for some reason, you have this loyalty to Larry in public. Now, you have said things, about how you really feel about the things privately, but in regards to public, you really do have this idea that you want the public to believe that you are fully in tune with what Larry Reed is doing, okay? And that would be by any means necessary in public. Now, if you're able to accept payments from anti-Afro in regards to bullshit that goes on in this sector, then I can only imagine if you're doing that with Larry, how large of a scale that would be, right? And what lengths you would go to in order to continue with that. So one of the things that you've done is try to debunk and discredit certain people. That being one of those people being me, right? Other people being, let me see your transcript. So you've kind of been on this campaign of trying to tell everyone that let me see your transcript is this criminal and she's done all these horrible things to you, that in comparison to what some people who actually have on camera admitted to doing, right? So compared to what they're doing, I'm not sure why you keep gunning for let me see your transcript so much in this sector. Okay? Like you don't care about Daryl Moore, not even nearly as much as you're putting the energy that you're putting into let me see your transcript just doesn't match what it was that she allegedly did of several years ago. Okay? Compared to what Daryl Moore is present day doing. Okay? That is why it seems like you come in, like it's like you come in formation, like you come only for certain agendas. Okay, like you have a specific agenda to try to discredit people, in certain spaces, and that is, because Daryl Moore doesn't really have much of a presence in our space, but let me see your transcript does. But what she has allegedly done is not matching the crime is not matching the punishment. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the math is not mathing with what you're saying she's allegedly done 3 and 4 years ago compared to what Daryl Moore is currently doing, right? And is telling you he did. So, you can't just pull out the sky and say, oh, I know it was let me see your transcript. No, you need evidence of that, okay? And if you're not providing that evidence to a court of law, right, like which we're about to get into in a few minutes, then I'm not sure what you expect us to do. And if you have done that, which we'll get into in a few minutes, then I'm going to need you to give us a case number. Now, let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and read a couple of your comments first, and then we'll go ahead and get right into this. What's up, D. Darrell? I appreciate you. You said facts. You said she switched sides. Darrell, we about to get right into it, brother. Don't worry. I got you, bro. You know you my bro. Okay. I got you. We're going to go ahead and get right into this, but I don't miss nothing on these motherfucking YouTube streets. Don't fucking play with me, ho. Yes, we're going to get right into this. Okay. So you said, what's up, Pixie? I appreciate you being in the building. You said, Samba, you're talking to TMK. You said you were just supposed to go along with the okie dokie TMK. How dare you make the nun questions their fantastical beliefs? Bad boy. You said, hey, D. Darrell Sectors TV. Boy, you better watch out. The powers that be are gunning for you, my G. I'm trying to tell you, everybody wants Darrell's love around here. This is fucking crazy. Well, honey, these hoes ain't loyal, okay? I'm just saying. And that motherfucking bitch right there, she's not motherfucking loyal at motherfucking all. And before she come for my motherfucking brother, she better come correct. And that's it. And so we're going to go ahead and correct this hoe today. Now, let me go ahead and share my screen, because what we're going to do now is get into a video that I made a while back. This was back on, hold on, let me look at it. This was back when Darrell and Breaking the Culture had first fallen out. So I'm going to give you guys, at least to our sector. So I'm going to give you guys a brief background of what happened before I pull this video up, okay? So this video is called A Walk in Our Shoes. And let me go ahead and pull this video up. And again, shout out to the sector ladies and everybody who was on this panel that day. Again, guys, make sure that you guys do like the video. Make sure that you are subscribed and you are sharing this video out. And make sure, again, that you are subscribed to the Sexy Toy Lady as well, okay? So let me go ahead and share my screen, all right? And again, this was called A Walk in Our Shoes, a talk with the sector ladies. And what we did was there was several of us ladies who came up here. This was a very powerful panel. There was a lot that had kind of came out on this video, including the fact that Breaking the Culture had doxed Glorion, okay, and some other stuff. She did apologize for it, allegedly, but there was a lot of stuff that was going on. And at the time, I was not fully aware of the character of Breaking the Culture. So if I had known at the time the character of her, I probably would have taken that a lot different at the time. But now that I know some things and I know the stuff that I know, it's, you know, kind of difficult for me to hear some of this stuff. But either way, we are going to get into a portion of this video that the ladies and I were talking about. And Breaking the Culture was describing her relationship with D. Darrell and how she felt in regards to him. So I want you guys to hear this, and I want you to hear the contrast of then and now. And again, let's look at the date on this. Let me make sure that you guys can see the screen. Let's look at the date on this. So this video was on, it was 10 months ago on March 24th, 2022. So it's been almost 1 year, okay? And it's just amazing how many things have changed in a year. But I am just flabbergasted at this chick and what she has said and how she met Darrell, right? What happened between them and what she's telling Darrell now on how she felt about them when she met him, okay?
Nothing. I've never slandered him. I've never called him names. I've never mocked him.
Is off on all the conflict and everything that goes on. So that's all manipulation. She's not a good gauge because she's never got along with women, even when she was younger. So if men see the division, it's because it's manipulation, because she's willing, you know, men play on simple-minded females all the time. And so a lot of the men in the sector play on her. And now that women are speaking up and they're stronger minded women in the sector, they have a problem with it. And that's all I'm seeing. So
I agree. Hold on, guys. Breaking the Culture of Silence, thank you for joining the panel. I really appreciate you being on tonight. I hope you didn't want to remain anonymous, because I definitely said your whole name just now. But
yes, you did, T-Free.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hi. No, it's fine. I don't mind. It's fine.
Okay. It's good to have you on the show. And definitely with you being... Now, keep in mind, guys, this was March 24th, 2022. Okay, so you guys know a timeline of when I actually started interacting with Breaking the Culture, how we started hanging out in regards to a Shout into the Void. It wasn't too long after this. So guys know she did not know me like well. She keeps trying to tell y'all some narrative about how she knew me a long time before this and all this other stuff. That is a lie. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Being the conversation, I certainly wanted you to have an opportunity to be on the panel, of course, and speech on all of this. You don't have to, you know, say anything if you don't want to, of course. You don't owe anybody any explanations about nothing. But I want to give you your props and your flowers for knocking that bird bitch out the fucking nest, because I really don't like the bitch. Thank you for that.
Well, and that's the
That's
thing.
number one.
Like,
All right, so
and that's the
let me give a little bit of context. Shout out, I'm cool with Stargate now. She all right, you know what I mean? I ain't beefing with her or nothing. But listen, the context of this is, if you guys don't remember, there was an infamous conversation called The Ghetto on Conscious TV show where he was talking about our sector and how Breaking the Culture and Stargate were on the panel, and Breaking the Culture, Stargate started calling Breaking the Culture like a hoe and saying that she sleep with married men and all this other crazy shit, right? And so Breaking the Culture got up on the panel and she was like, "What the fuck you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about," you know, and she kind of went in and she was like, "Show the receipts." And Stargate was like, "I got the receipts," and she was trying to find the receipts and she couldn't find the receipts. And then so, you know, they was about to kick her off the panel, but then um Conscious TV gave her another chance and he said, "You can come back tomorrow with the receipts if you're saying you got them." And so she came back the next day with a non-receipt receipt is what she called it. And it wasn't really a receipt. And so they ended up kicking her off the panel, and her and Breaking the Culture was arch enemies up until probably about 2 months ago. Okay. From that point up until about 2 months ago or so. So, yeah, that's the backstory on this. And so at the time, most of the ladies and I were not in cahoots with Stargate either. We still didn't, most of the ladies still are not in cahoots with Stargate. And so, you know, that's just what it is. But ultimately, the problem was we allowed Breaking the Culture to come up on the panel to speak her speech on this issue, because Darrell pretty much went in on Breaking the Culture in a video after Stargate got embarrassed on that panel. Okay. Basically, Darrell went in on her and it went downhill from there. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue.
Thing, and I didn't even want to have to do that because that was even just weird for me. Well, first I want to say thank you to you and to Carrie Ann and to everybody else that did stand up for me, because you guys didn't have to, but you did, and it's not common for women to stand up for women. But my issue was, like, when it came to Star, her just blatantly lying on me for no reason. It's just weird. Like, I don't know you. I've never done anything to you. I've never had a conversation with you. And then to try to lie and manipulate the situation and say that she only said that because I said that she was sus for entertaining men. I'm like, that's BS, because you actually said this about me on Binary's channel a while back, and you said it on another woman's channel a while back. I just never addressed you because I didn't even know who you were, so I just ignored it. But for her to do that, and then when D. Darrell did what he did, it was like months and months and months of buildup. And I genuinely never did anything to that man. Like, nothing. I've never slandered him. I've never called him names. I've never mocked him. I've never nothing. I've pretty
Now, I want you to hear what she just said, everybody, Darrell included. She said it was months and months and months of you bothering her and buildup of bullshit. Now, what she told you on Sexy Toy Lady show was she came over to your show. She was cool with you. You know what I'm saying? She looked up to you. She liked your content. She loved you. She supported everything you did, all this stuff. And then she just all of a sudden didn't understand why you had fell out with her. But on this show, she literally said it was months and months and months of bullshit. I'm gonna play it back. Definitely, with you being the conversation, I certainly wanted you to have. Definitely, with you being
else that did stand up for me, because you guys didn't have to, but you did, and it's not common for women to stand up for women. But my issue was, like, when it came to Star, her just blatantly lying on me for no reason. It's just weird. Like, I don't know you. I've never done anything to you. I've never had a conversation with you. And then to try to lie and manipulate the situation and say that she only said that because I said that she was sus for entertaining men. I'm like, that's BS, because you actually said this about me on Binary's channel a while back, and you said it on another woman's channel a while back. I just never addressed you because I didn't even know who you were. So
Now, in Star's defense, at the time, Star, I did not know. I'm going to speak for myself. I did not know that. I didn't really know Breaking the Culture's background. I didn't know her story about Victor Cousins and the fact that he was married and all this other stuff and all these extra added parts of the story that Breaking the Culture has never told us, right? So now that we know all these moving parts that you knew, I want to tell you that you were right. Okay, like when in regards to Breaking the Culture, like this is the stuff that you were telling us about Breaking the Culture, and nobody was trying to listen to you because everybody had fallen out with you. You know what I'm saying? But you were right about her in regards to that. Like she was the one that was messing around with married men. So how did she get to talk about what you were doing, even though you weren't messing around with a married man? Right? Even though, the text messages were inappropriate, yes, but you weren't actually messing around with one, right? And even though she spun this story a certain way, there's a lot more to that story. There's a lot more to Breaking the Culture story when it comes to that situation with Victor Cousins. There's a second side to that story. So Stargate was trying to tell us about that, and she was right. So I have to admit that to you. But let's go ahead and finish up with what this chick is saying.
So I just ignored it. But for her to do that, and then when D. Durrell did what he did, it was like months and months and months of buildup. And I genuinely never did anything to that man. Like nothing. I've never slandered him. I've never called him names. I've never mocked him. I've never nothing. I've pretty much stayed out of the drama when he would get into it with people from my sector. I stayed out of it. So to constantly be called a bunch of whores and sluts and prostitutes and then for him to...
So which one is it, Breaking the Culture? Was it months and months and months? Because that's what I recalled you telling me. I recalled you telling me and telling others, and you went on with this even in this video, that there was multiple times that Durrell had attacked you in the chats. And this is why you had so much of a problem with him, that he had attacked you multiple times before this video that he made. And this is what had the women upset, because we couldn't believe that he had been so aggressive with this situation and that he was being so aggressive with a woman who he's not married to, based off of you saying he was being aggressive with you for months and months at a time. Now y'all see how we fell out with Durrell. So for you to sit there and to now come with this disingenuous thing of, oh, Durrell, I looked up to you, Godfather. Oh, let me kiss the ring type situation. Like you really fuck with him like that. Girl, you're not about to come in here manipulating nobody else in this sector. Okay. At the end of the day, it wasn't even a year ago that you was trying to hem this man up on sexual harassment charges and using text messages to say that that's why he was doing so. Not text messages, chat messages. You were using chat messages and saying in the chat room, Durrell kept attacking you. And that is why you were experiencing all this anguish with Durrell, and you couldn't believe he was doing this to you. And this was months and months of buildup of this. So you got to get your story straight. You got to remember the things you actually say, right? And then get your stories straight before you come out here on these YouTube streets telling stories. Because, sweetheart, these YouTube streets never forget, okay? Which is why we are going to get now. And you guys, I'm going to put a link to my video in my description box. Again, it's called A Walk in Our Shoes, a talk with the sector ladies. Again, there was a lot more that Breaking the Culture said in this video, okay? But we got to move along just based because of time. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to it in the description box so you guys can also hear the rest of that for yourself. And yes, you said, I never attacked her in chats. Well, this is what she's saying. This is what she was saying. She was saying all of this stuff in that video. She said that in other videos I have. I'll try to find them and I'll send you the links to them, Darrell, and you can hear for yourself what this woman herself was saying. Okay, and now she has that quickly changed her story on what she claims she allegedly feels about you. Okay, like she'll sit on a panel and say something totally different than what she just said. That's that witch bullshit. You said, I feel dizzy trying to make sense of everything she says. Don't it make you feel like you're on a merry-go-round when she's talking? Because she does that. She uses this whole lull them to sleep kind of conversation with folks. You know what I'm saying? To make you feel like, she really got your back and, she's really there. And she's really supportive and really she's trying to snake you the whole fucking time. I wouldn't trust her at all, particularly since what I've been through with her. I'm aware of how much of a snake she could be. And that's very concerning to see her even attempting, to try some shit like this. So, and try to get close to Darrell and to act like, that shit's okay. Because it absolutely is not. So anyway, you said, and Samba, you said, Miss T. correct me if I'm wrong, but are you calling Breaking the Culture of Silence an agent? I can't call her an agent because, I can't say for sure, but she moves like one. Let's keep it a bean. She definitely does. She moves like she's an agent. And, that's her fault moving that way. If she don't want nobody calling her no agent, then she might not want to move like an agent. But either way, let's take a quick timer real quick, guys. And then we're going to get right into the breakdown of Tiff P's show. Because again, I really, really think that her show was awesome. And she had a lot going on that show, along with Steph Collins. And there was some other some other topics that were happening. But we're going to particularly get into a few topics on there that I thought were just great. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and end the show. But there's a lot of points that I really wanted to hit on. So let's go ahead and hit this quick timer real quick, okay? And so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys. So yes, Stephanie, you said she jumps from topic to topic, item to item. The thought never feels complete. That's actually a tactic that's used in cults. Okay, that is something that's used in the bite model, which I've been talking about a lot on this channel. So make sure that you guys check out some of the videos that I have in regards to cults and the JWs and Larry Reed's church and all these other things that have been happening. And there's some other cults that I'll be getting into as well. But that is one of those tactics that is used by cults and cult-like followings, which is to kind of keep you scattered about and jump from topic to topic and item to item and just never complete thoughts, you know what I mean? And just kind of leave it open in the air, and give you a whole bunch of word salad. Exactly. Yeah. She often does that. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of our communication that I have still that was like that when she was trying to explain herself in why she wasn't doing something or why something wasn't happening. She would often give me a lot of word salad. And then she comes out here in the sector and she does that. And unfortunately, because the sector is just one of those spaces, in some places, some of the content creators just kind of allow it, where, it's just kind of anything goes kind of thing, and everybody, it's kind of okay for people to just do that. But some of these content creators don't allow that. They allow you to speak your speech and be comfortable, but at the same time, they will give you pushback. And shout out to those who do that. I know that Sexy Toy Lady definitely gave pushback yesterday, and shout out to her for that. Also, Tiff P will definitely give pushback on things, and she gave quite a bit of pushback yesterday, as well as Steph Collins gave quite a bit of pushback yesterday. And we are going to get right into this because I thought this was absolutely phenomenal. So let's go ahead and start with Tiff P. And again, she went into the video is about 2.5 hours long. So make sure that you guys do. And if you have not subscribed yet, make sure that you are subscribing to Tiff P's channel so that she can get all of the business when it comes to y'all watching the show. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip past a lot of this stuff. Most of it was just conversation amongst Tiff P, Breaking the Culture, and Breaking the Culture was kind of talking about, just to give you a little bit of background, she was talking about, let me see your transcript, okay? And I kind of skipped over that part. Let me go over that a little bit. So let me see your transcript had a video yesterday. I wasn't going to play it because of time's sake, but I will put a link to her video in my description box. Let me see your transcript did do a video yesterday, just kind of venting about what was going on with Breaking the Culture and what has been happening with Breaking the Culture of Silence for an extended period of time. Okay.
Hey, y'all. Hey, this is going to be real quick.
Hold on, guys.
Hey, could you?
So basically, she was pretty disturbed about, how Breaking the Culture has been just kind of on this campaign going around our sector for the past year or so, just literally constantly trying to shove down everybody's throat what she alleges let me see your transcript has done to her and to her kids and all this other bullshit, right? So ultimately, when we look at the alleged evidence of what let me see your transcript allegedly has done, there really isn't much any of us really can or really want to get involved with, especially considering how long ago it was, okay? So we're not understanding why Breaking the Culture won't just take her to court, okay? Like, if you are, having these many problems with this lady, and it's been like a whole year that you're sitting in our sector complaining to strangers about this woman and what she has done to you and your kids, and oh, you poor damsel in distress, it's like, why don't you just take her to court? Your answer to that is, oh, you have, and she's like skipping process. She's skipping the process server. You can't serve her. She's unservable. And it's like, okay, well, there's so many other ways to serve and so many different things to do that, especially per state, right? So thank God we have a couple of attorneys around here. We have some actual professional people around here, okay, that actually know what they're talking about and know what they're doing, okay? Tiff P being one of them, Steph Collins being the other. So they were able to kind of break down this conversation that Breaking the Culture has been running around telling people who don't know any better, right, about this whole process serve situation and how that actually works in real life as opposed to how this works on YouTube, okay? So one of the problems that I've been taking with this situation, and I kind of skipped over this with Sexy Toy Lady's show, just so for the sake of time, is on that show, they were all talking about having the almost like a court of public opinion on YouTube about this matter, okay? About Breaking the Culture's issues with let me see your transcript and let me see your transcript's issues with Breaking the Culture. Yeah, it sounds great for for the sector, you know what I mean? It sounds all funny and fun and games. But in real life, if Breaking the Culture is saying that she has an actual case, right, that she is trying to sue let me see your transcript for, then why the hell would she want to even bring this to the court of public opinion? Which brings me to her and a question that I have for her, personally, because there was many a times you and I had talked about you bringing what you claimed were so many receipts against Daryl Moore public, right? But you claimed the reason why you would not bring those receipts public at the time was because you were in active litigation with Daryl Moore. This is what you were telling me. Okay. I even have like receipts on that. So, in you telling me that you're in active litigation with this man, and once this information is done and you're finished with the courts and you're finished with CPS and all this stuff, then you wanted to do this bombshell video giving out all of the receipts. You said the reason why you didn't want to do it is because it was an active litigation. So if this situation, like, what is the difference between that situation and what's going on with let me see your transcript, right? Because if you claim you are trying to serve her, right, and the process server is trying to serve her, then that would mean there would be a case somewhere. That would mean you would be trying to actually get a case popping in a court. There would be some kind of case number. There would be something, because mind you, this was like a year ago. It's not like this was recently. You've been saying this for a year, ma'am. Okay. So here we go with this whole situation, because I really wanted to give that background before we get an understanding of what's being said in this video. Because Let Me See Your Transcript went live and she explained she's tired. Like, if you're going to take me to court, take me to fucking court. But why do you keep saying you got this process server coming after me when no process server is coming for me? I haven't seen any process servers. Nobody's showing up to my job. Nobody's showing up to my house. You know, I don't have a case number. I don't have anything where I can look into this and actually answer this case. Like, it sounds like you're just cyberbullying. So which one is it? Do you have a damn case on Let Me See Your Transcript or not? Okay. Like, let's go ahead and get into this, because I really want everybody to hear how much this bitch changes her motherfucking stories.
Sure. Great trace.
Dr. Tiff P. We're going to go ahead and fast forward a little into the video, because like I said, breaking the culture, that was the background of what was being said. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys. And again, fair
is fucking huge. You know, we took a whole fucking separate exam regarding professional responsibility before we sat for the bar. So that's a big deal. So yeah, I noticed the internet and all that, but I'm not gonna let nobody compromise themselves or whatever the fuck. Like, I'm throwing up the goddamn bill. And whoever I have to drop off or whatever, but you know, depending on how things may or may not go, I don't want anybody to compromise themselves. You know, and particularly you, Steph. Yeah, so, you know. But yeah, but so breaking, the thing is, like, when you saying, you know, they've been trying to serve transcript.
I can't answer no questions. Her lawyer on the line. But what I can say is her lawyer on the line. I ain't allowed to talk. I gotta go through my lawyer now. But I'll say this. Let Me See Your Transcripts wouldn't have been on the chopping block today if Let Me See Your Transcripts hadn't put herself on the chopping block. She came for me like she been coming for me. It's that simple. Y'all wouldn't even be hearing nothing about Let Me See Your Transcripts. I don't even talk about that bitch.
But that is a fucking lie. You are always talking about Let Me See Your Transcript. Every chance you had, from the time you first came into this sector to now, you have been telling us that you have all these receipts that you're going to drop on Let Me See Your Transcript, that you got all this beef with Let Me See Your Transcript, that you got a problem with Let Me See Your Transcript. Every time you're in a chat room and Let Me See Your Transcript is in a chat room, you're in that chat room coming for Let Me See Your Transcript. Like, you are coming for her. She don't make these videos about you. Just because you private the shit afterwards doesn't mean you get to rewrite fucking sector history. No, you literally come for her every chance you get. Every time you get on somebody's panel, you talking about her. Every time you go this place, you talking about her. That place, you talking about her. You talk about her every fucking where. Even over in your own sector, you talk about her. It's just the lies for me. Like, I'm just saying, it's the lies for me.
So, with that being said, she did it to herself. So it's simple. I don't care about all this other lawyers, non-lawyers. If the lawyer ain't on the motherfucking chat, then we don't care. Because any real lawyer, if they really was representing the client, they would just drop their damn info and keep it moving. It's not that complicated. Could have put it behind the chat. Could have said, "Here, Tiff."
Shout out to D. Darrell. I appreciate you for the super chat. You said, great show, Queen. Thank you. I appreciate that for the 1999. Now, listen, I'm going to get into, before we get into the rest of this, I actually want to get into what you guys are talking about real quick, and then we'll get back into that conversation. So, this is pretty tough that's going on in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and get into this because I do think it's important to hear what everyone is saying, okay? Now, you said, what did I lie about? You said there was plans on having a sector trip. You said, quit speaking on me and you don't know shit, Nova Real Show. You said, I was there at Skull Drags Live when y'all said y'all was doing a sector trip. You said, your messy boots, Nova Real Show. Quit talking shit about shit you don't know, Nova. You said, money, I've never been offline starting stuff. You said, keep me out of your bullshit, lies, trolling shit at Nova. You said, money to burn. I never called you out your name. You said, money to burn. And then you said, exactly. You said, hey, beautiful Bernice. And you said, money to burn. You can say whatever you want about me, but don't call me out my name. You said, did y'all hear Rev G call NYCPD on me? Girl, I don't even watch Rev G. Is he really calling the police on people? You say you never heard. You heard what I said. Leave me out of your woman shit at Nova Real Show. You said, do I need to get my switch at Money to Burn, Nova? You said, and that's irrelevant to the question of service. Okay, can you elaborate? I'm sorry, I was kind of in the video, so I apologize. If you can elaborate on what that was, that would be good. You said, Samba, you laughed. You said, nope, Samba, not at all. You said, what's up, Darrell Spears? Sectors TV. You said, hey, Queen, Money to Burn. You said, how can transcripts facilitate getting this done so all the parties can move forward with the case? That's it. It's not a confrontational question, which is what I wanted to get to, right? Because in Sexy Toy Lady show, they were like getting to like having this as like a sector show. And I'm like, well, if you're really honestly trying to take her through litigation, why the fuck would you want to put this through to a sector show? It's clear to me that you have no intentions of this being in court. You're just looking to have clout in the sector. That's what it sounds like to me. But bitch, we don't give a fuck. Real nigga shit. Only the trolls may care, honestly. And honestly, the rest of us don't. And probably the trolls don't care at this point either. Because you are irrelevant, man. Real nigga shit. Like, I don't know why you think you're relevant, but okay. You might be relevant to a couple people, but okay. But sweetheart, you gotta pick a side, okay? You either want you're either a victim and you want to get help from the courts, because we're gonna get into all of this stuff in this video, but either you want help from the courts or you want help from the sector. Which one is it? And none of us give a fuck, and none of us can help you anyway. So let's go ahead and keep on going with this. But let me go ahead and read a little bit more. You said, how can transcript facilitate getting this done so all parties can move forward with the case? That's it. It's not a confrontational question. Exactly, especially somebody who's claiming to be such a victim, right? And nobody says, Samba Queen, I like Money to Burn, but I watch and see everything, and it's about to get deep because everything offline is about to come out. Well, if you're not a part of the offline, I'm not sure why you're so interested. I think that's where Money to Burn is coming from, because even with me, I feel like that too. Like, I know that you're a spectator, but oftentimes I find you like smack in the middle of various things going on that are extra super messy. And that's just kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like when you could just be a spectator like everybody else. But I'll continue. You said he's still talking about 2-year-old gossip queen stuff. Girl, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's how I'm honestly feeling, Nova, for real. You said, what's offline about to come out? Exactly. And that's the part. It's like, just because you hear something doesn't mean it's true. But you niggas just pass on information and then get on here like as if this shit be fact. And it'd be the niggas doing this shit. I need y'all to pay attention to that shit. That shit is weird. Very, very weird. You said, Samba, you said, I pray not, Nova, because you and I know that when offline stuff gets exposed, it's never a good thing. And it's not always true either. So let's go ahead and keep on with the keeping on with this, because, guys, we still got a lot more to get into. But I do agree with Money to Burn on that, and that is the reason why I stopped that for a second. But let's go ahead and continue with this.
Pass it along. I mean, you're the lawyer. No lawyer
And
is
again,
going to
fair
be
use.
afraid to say, here's my info, so that we can figure out what the fuck is going on, right? You're the lawyer. What do you have to lose? But what do I know, right? I'm not a lawyer. I don't know shit about fuck.
She can't talk to you if she ever enters.
I didn't tell her to talk to me. I think I would be kind of feeling some type of way if my attorney was sitting online talking about my lawyer or non-lawyer situations. I'd be kind of turned off, but that's just me. So I wasn't saying for her to talk to me, right? I just said drop your info. I didn't say talk to me. I said give it to Tiff P.
But she can't at this point, because Stephanie did say she's not representing her at this time. They have not entered into an attorney-client relationship.
But if they had her, she still wouldn't have. And then after she said she would take service for her. So if you're gonna take service for them and you are so actively, you would want to know.
Stephanie said, listen.
She said it, and she said also, and she also said that if it came down to it, if she needed to know what was going on with her client, she would want to know. So why wouldn't you drop your info? That's all I'm saying. But with that being
so Stephanie has definitely dropped her contact info, which anybody you're willing to take down. But at the same time, let me see your transcripts. Would like Stephanie explained earlier, she would have to waive service of process.
Let me see that.
Heck, I don't even know. Like I don't even know if she would have to waive service of process for her attorney.
So I want to stop here real quick.
I did. I mean, I know when I had
right here, as you can see, Steph actually drops her, and let me remove your comment real quick, Darrell. Bear with me just a moment, guys. So Stephanie actually does drop her contact information. Okay. So you said we don't even know if she needs an attorney. Exactly, Steph, because we don't know if she needs an attorney because we don't even have a case number to look into Pacer and see if there's a case, what the case is about, what's in there, what she wants, what relief she's asking for from the court. Nothing has been presented to anyone. And what she wants to do is just make up a bunch of receipts and get in front of the sector and get a bunch of fuck shit going in front of the sector. And for what? When you still are not even willing to not take it outside of court. This is why and we're going to get into that in just a moment. And this is why I can't fuck with her. Okay. And this is why I need the sector to see like this bitch is a fucking liar. Okay. Because again, we're not going to play these fucking games. Exactly. It's fucking public information. Okay. If you have a case against this woman, a lawsuit against this woman, as you're stating, then there would be a case number. You would be able to provide that, and we would be able to look in Pacer and find it. And then my next question to you would be, why the fuck do you want to go on LV's panel and D. Darrell's panel and all these other people's panels to have a conversation about an active open case when you weren't willing to do that with Daryl Moore, when everybody's been asking you for them receipts for over a year, for a couple of years? So let's go ahead and keep this going. We're going to keep on with the keeping on because this bitch be fucking lying.
Going on, I had to.
And she just completely ignored.
But I was out of state too.
She just completely ignored the fact that you actually did give her your email address and your information. You said, well, I meant my email, but yeah, exactly that too. Exactly. Let's go ahead and continue though.
It was federal, but I was out of state too, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. Okay. No, federal definitely you have to waive. Yes, she would have to waive. I don't
'Cause
know
I had to
about
do it.
state. Sure.
'Cause I had to
Y'all
actually
ended up
file
fucking winning.
something. But that's all besides the point. Let me see a transcript the one time that bitch, shut up. All I said was keep my name at your mouth. And she keep
And see,
putting my name
here's
in
the
her mouth,
thing.
and
And
she said I'm lying on
breaking.
her. So if
Correct
I'm
me if
lying,
I'm
just prove it.
wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
But this is the problem with this derelict bitch, okay? Breaking the culture. She don't know how easy it is for you to discredit her. You don't need to prove anything on Darrell's panel or on LV's panel. Niggas ain't slow around here, okay? Literally, like Stephanie is saying, we can look in Pacer and find any of this information, whether it would be state or local courts, okay? Let me see your transcript has already looked. And I looked too, and I could not find any case against from Andrea Michelle Garrison to Kimberly Chandler. I did not find that whatsoever. Okay, so where is this case? Can we get a case number breaking the culture? Like we no longer we don't need any debates on what's up. We don't need receipt for receipt. We don't need none of that fuck shit, bitch, because you be lying. Okay, we need a goddamn case number. Motherfucking period. On motherfucking period. If you ain't got no case number, bitch, sit the fuck down. Okay? Y'all make that a goddamn song. If you ain't got a case number, sit the fuck down. Okay, that's it. On period. Let's go ahead and continue.
I don't feel like you really tripping off of taking her to court. I really feel like, okay, real talk. If I was transcript, I'm just saying. If I was her and it was me, I felt like if I approached you and I was like, you know what, Breaking, and I know I'm not gonna put your name out there, but I would come at you with your name. I'd be like, Breaking, you know what? I was wrong. I did this, that, and the third. I
And
fucked
that
up.
is very fair for you, Stephanie, to say that compared to someone like me, because you're an attorney, right? So in your eyes, you're like, hey, we're going to be fair. If you really want to get resolved with this, because you've been whining about this for over a year and nobody understands why you're still whining, and you got this rich ass boyfriend and he hasn't paid yet for your litigation in order to get this shit resolved, like I'm going to need you to explain, okay? Because at this point, like you said, you're essentially trying to connect the links to make this easy, okay? You can't win this goddamn case breaking the culture if you don't serve. Let me see your transcript. So let's go ahead and take the opportunity to get her served. You could get her served at her job, get her served having it posted on her door, get her served. There's so many ways, okay? And you're the one that's wasting time on panels trying to tell people in the middle of the night and all times of the day and night that you trying to get her served when you haven't gotten her served. But fuck the serving. Where is the fucking case number, goddammit? Like, can we look at the case? Can we find that? Okay, because you've been talking about this for months. I can see if, like Tiff says, because she's about to get into a part where you don't necessarily have to have the case in Pacer yet, right? And the person can still be served. Okay, that is true. But there's still something that would be registered with the actual court. Okay, period. And by this point, that should be in Pacer, as long as this bitch has been talking about this. So we're going to go ahead and keep going. And like you say, yes, she needs to have several seats. But for some reason, she think this sector is slow and nobody knows any fucking better. And again, make sure y'all are hitting the like button.
Apologize. I really think that would go a very long way with you. I could be wrong.
Don't get me
But
wrong.
I don't
At this
feel like
point,
you would be trying to sue me.
there's nothing that she could ever do that would ever have me in a situation where I would ever even think for 2.5 seconds that there could be any type of bridge built.
But I'm talking about suing. Like, take me to court.
Well,
I
she gonna
felt
have
like
to.
I feel like if I came
I'll
at
put it like
you,
this: you guys don't necessarily know everything that's going on, but let me see a transcript
that's
that actually told you guys a lot of what's going on. But people don't be paying that bitch no attention. But she said it. She tired. She worn out. She had to have conversations with the police. People were showing up at her job. The police and she told y'all this. She actually said this shit. It's on her channel. The shit's still up there. She tired. She tired
So,
of it
Brecken,
all.
if people want to know, have you
So
filed a
she
lawsuit?
know
And if you have not, do you
I ain't allowed
intend
to. If
on?
I'm not allowed to answer until we do the receipt.
But why would she be not allowed to answer? And why does she want to do a receipt show when she's claiming there is litigation, active litigation in the court? Does that make sense to anybody? That doesn't make sense to me. If you're claiming that there is active litigation in the court against, let me see your transcript. I can see you saying, I'm not going to speak on this to anybody publicly. But you saying, I'm not speaking on this until we get on one of these panels and talk about this. I'm not allowed to speak on it until we go for the show. Let me rewind that shit so y'all can hear that shit the fuck again. Yes, let me rewind that motherfucking dusty bitch's mouth to hear what the fuck this hoe said again.
I'm just saying. If I was her and it was me, I felt like if I approached you and I was like, you know what, Breaking, and I know I'm not gonna put your name out there, but I would come at you with your name. I'd be like, Breaking, you know what? I was wrong. I did this, that, and the third. I fucked up. I apologize. I really think that would go a very long way with you. I could be wrong.
Don't get me
And I
wrong.
don't
At this
feel like
point,
you would be trying to sue me.
there's nothing that she could ever do that would ever have me in a situation where I would ever even think for 2.5 seconds that there could be any type of bridge built.
But I'm talking about suing. Like, take me to court.
Well,
I
she gonna
feel
have to.
feel like if I came
I'll
at
put it like
you,
this: you guys don't necessarily know everything that's going on, but let me see a transcript
That's
that's actually told you guys a lot of what's going on. But people don't be paying that bitch no attention. But she said it. She tired. She worn out. She had to have conversations with the police. People were showing up at her job. The police and she told y'all this. She actually said this shit. It's on her channel. The shit's still up there. She tired. She tired
so
of it all.
Brecken, if people want to know, have you
So
filed a
she
lawsuit?
know
And if you have not, do you
I ain't allowed
intend
to. If
on?
I'm not allowed to answer until we do the receipt show. So whoever hosting the receipt show, let me know who's gonna host this show, and who's gonna host this thing with me, and let me see your transcripts, or just host the show. We gonna talk about it tonight on my live because we gonna get
And
the nitty gritty.
How much sense does that make? Exactly. Wait, what? How much sense does that make for her to say, oh, there's absolutely nothing that this woman can do. There's nothing she can do that's going to stop me from suing her. So I've already got this in court to the point where she's skipping the process server. This is her words, right? She's been skipping the process server. They can't find her. She won't answer the door. Kimberly, answer your door. Answer your door. Why ain't you answering your door, right? That's what she's saying, right? She's the one saying all of this. But so that means that there would be an active case going on. Okay, by this point, that would be active in a system that Kimberly would be able to find, and all of us should be able to find. Okay, especially if we had a case number. And this bitch being the receipt queen, why hasn't she dropped the case number? Okay, so we're looking for that. And then she's just sitting here and just saying, and then she'll just flip the script and say, well, I can't tell you guys any of that, whether I filed a lawsuit or not, until we see the receipt show. Who's going to have the receipt show for us? Like, girl, you just completely flipped like personalities right in front of us. 1 minute you were the victim who was going through all these things, and poor me, I have to take her to court and I have to go through all this stuff, and she's skipping the process server to now. Oh, who's gonna run this mess through the YouTube streets? Who gonna have my back to get this done? Who gonna be out here? And I'm gonna give her the opportunity, and I'm gonna give her the opportunity. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You giving somebody an opportunity. Bitch, we giving you an opportunity to give us a motherfucking case number. We giving you an opportunity to get a goddamn attorney involved in this shit. We giving you an opportunity to have her actually served. We're giving you an opportunity to actually file a lawsuit or shut the fuck up. That's the only opportunities you got at this point. Now we're going to go ahead and keep it trucking because we got a lot more to go through. And shout out to Just In Case saying, has Breaking the Culture even filed a fucking lawsuit? Still didn't hear the answer. And she literally filibustered through that question.
And quick
You want
question,
to
I'm
host
just
it, Tiff?
curious why your answer is dependent upon the receipt show. That's why I feel
Because you
like
know what, and I'm gonna tell you
you
why.
are
Because
receptive to an apology. That's why I
and
feel like
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've already said all of this. Me, CTV, Larry, we have all spoken these things, right? We've already.
What the fuck does Larry and CTV have to do with what you're saying about let me see your transcript? But do y'all see how she wrote that all together? Like, what does any of that have to do with any of this? Again, unless you are trying to be a distraction and a deflection off of Larry Reed in our sector against one of his detractors. Like, which one is it? Did you fucking file a lawsuit against her or not, bitch? Stop playing these fucking games. We're going to go ahead and continue with your dumb ass, though.
Talked about all this, and we keep saying the same shit over and over, but people not receiving it, right? For whatever weird ass reason that people don't want to receive what's going on, they're not receiving it, which is why we stopped talking about it, which we did.
Again, do y'all hear how she is roping in that whole situation with Larry Reed and let me see your transcript? Because let me see your transcript is a household name in our sector. So, and she's one of Larry Reed's detractors. So either you really have an issue with let me see your transcript that is actual fact, or you're fucking lying and you came here as a fucking plant. But bitch, you better tell us which one it is. Stop playing these fucking games. Ain't nobody hosting no fuck shit like that. Let me see your transcript ain't gonna even participate in no bullshit like that. At the end of the day, why are you here? Because either you filed a lawsuit against her or you didn't. And you've been telling us this for a long ass time. You got all these receipts and you about to drop them and you about to show everybody and you about to do this and you about to do that. And now you done got caught up in some other fuck shit and now that's dead. And now you trying to revive this bullshit. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Which the fuck is it? Have you filed a fucking lawsuit against let me see your transcript or not? And what is the goddamn case number? Let's go ahead and continue.
Shit behind the scenes, which we have been, and everybody knows because y'all been seeing the ramifications play out. People admitting that they ain't working their federal jobs no more. People admitting that they ain't working at their schools. People admitting that they ain't working at their police departments. We got injunctions running around out here. It's all types of stuff that's been going on. But people aren't reporting on these things. People aren't talking about these things. But let's not act like there hasn't been action. Let me see a transcript.
But what about the people trying to actively sue her? And that's a legitimate question because that is a thing. Like we have a federal lawsuit that's actively going on in the sector right now, in which several parties have been unable to be served.
Listen, and the Larry Reed case, y'all got to remember, Fupa, it took a year to get him served. His son answered the door. That's how they got him.
No, but are you
almost a
trying
year
to actively serve?
Listen, let me see your transcripts, know the answer to that. And I'm going to leave it at that. Let me see your transcripts, know the answer.
But how much sense does that make? You're the one that jumps up on these panels talking about this shit. You're the one hopping on these panels talking about all this shit, jumping up, talking about you this victim and you've been going through all this stuff with this woman. And then when you get asked questions about it because it don't make fucking sense, then it's, oh, well, I can't answer that because it's a lawsuit and I can't answer them questions. You got to ask her. And we've already discussed this. And me and Larry and CTV and Knockout Media, all like, what are you talking about, girl? Do you have a lawsuit against this chick or not? Period. And shout out to Jennifer T. She said, Andrea can't file. She'll get arrested due to warrants. Why you guys think she's so desperate to find someone to host a receipt show? Well, I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason is because she really never filed and she just want to make up a bunch of shit and send it to people that she thinks don't know any better. And that's period. That's on period. That's just how she is. But I want you guys to hear what Tiff P did say because she definitely explained your answer. She definitely explained your question in a really good way. And I think that's important to know because that just goes to show a portion of this that I want to get into, that there is no excuse for why she should not have been in to file against her because this is not a reason for why she can't go. So let's go ahead and continue.
lawyer,
you know the answer.
and if Stephanie's the lawyer, Stephanie will know, and very soon too. If Stephanie responds and says that she represents her, she'll know within, I'm pretty sure, 48 hours.
Now I'm gonna
What's
tell
today?
you what.
Saturday.
And Jennifer, shout out to Jennifer T. Hey girl, because you never drop down in my chat. You know, and I'm not gonna get into my lawyer bag too deep on this because motherfuckers try to crucify you to the cross. I'm like, you can't believe it, whatever the fuck. So I'm speaking as, you know, a lay person, a general person. You know, but the last time I peeked into a law book, just generally speaking, going to Jennifer T's comment and also Daryl Moore's comment, there is a rule. And
Hey,
again, I
Eyes. What's
practice
happening,
on a
Eyes?
federal level. I've always operated on a federal level, so I can't speak onto what the fuck happened from state to state to state to state. But
Right.
there is a rule, and I'm freestyling because again, I'm not a lawyer, remember? And yeah, I'm just a lay person. You cannot. There is a rule against arresting someone who appears, and I'm speaking very, very general. Like I will have to go up and look up like the specific rule. Like, and again, I'm talking about on a federal level. You cannot, generally speaking, like ambush somebody and comment them on outstanding warrants because they're answering to a lawsuit like that's unrelated and out. You know what I mean? I'm speaking very fucking general. And I could be a little bit wrong on like the goddamn details, but I have to look it up. But I've been hearing
Girl.
people say that like, oh, she can't come here because if she walk into this
Even though I'd be
courtroom,
all up in there, I'd be all up in through, all
but
around, the
there's
side
a
by
rule against
side.
that. There's a rule against that, and I'll tell you what. And as evidenced by the fact, when you filed a lawsuit against Victor Cousins, when you had
That
to
wasn't a
appear,
lawsuit. That's the thing, y'all. People not understanding.
oh, that was some
Dude,
criminal
that was
shit,
that
wasn't
was
it?
criminal. Yes, it was. I was
Oh,
all up and through that
oh,
criminal
so you
courthouse.
know what? That might be a criminal rule.
That was
So
criminal.
either way,
That was
Okay.
criminal.
either way, the point is that's not a thing. Okay, she can actually go into a court even if she has warrants and all this other stuff. It depends on what it is. It depends on what's going on, right? And she can file a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit. She can file criminal, lawsuit against people. I wouldn't recommend it if you got like, ridiculous warrants, like crazy warrants and stuff. But at the same time, you definitely can go into a court and you can also answer a court for that. And you cannot be apprehended for that if you're answering a case, right? So, and it also depends on what it is too. So, so I do want to say that out there. But ultimately, there is no excuse for why Breaking the Culture would not be able to go into a court and file this case. That's basically what I got out of what Tiff P is saying. Okay, so you should have by this point, there's no excuse for why we don't have a case number or why, Breaking the Culture has not gone and physically gone into a courthouse, whether it's in her state, whether it's in Texas, with this rich boyfriend she's got and how often they travel. It doesn't make sense to me why she has not filed yet in these courts. And if she has, and she keeps jumping up and wants to go on panels and prove it, it's so easy to just prove with giving up a case number. And don't give us a case number today that you filed yesterday because you've been talking about this for months. Now let's go ahead and continue. We're going to definitely go ahead and continue.
And it was criminal, and then it went civil once the church got involved. But when
Did you show
I
up to the
filed,
civil yet? I gotta look up the specific rule. I don't want to talk out the side of my ass. But generally speaking, there is a rule that when someone shows up and answers for a legal proceeding, that generally speaking, you're not supposed to be able to, jump out the bushes, with fucking warrants and arrest them. And, but I'm speaking very generally. I have to look up the specific rule. I don't know if that's...
I'm like hiding from the wall right now. I'm like sitting online hiding. I'm in my little box waiting to be arrested. People are so stupid. It's like, give it a rest.
Well, this is coming from a girl who denies having children that are being raised by two elderly women. So, you know, let's just keep it a bean. You can't trust anything this bitch say, and that's facts. We don't know. So if you don't have a criminal record, or if you do have a criminal record, I really don't care. For real, if you do, I more or less care about the fact that you don't take care of your kids. I think that is more of the bigger problem than whether you have a criminal record or not. But either way, the point is, why haven't you gone and filed this lawsuit against this woman that you claim and that you bothering us with every goddamn day? Like we just tired of hearing about this shit. We gonna need a case number at this point, or just because you don't understand that you just cannot be trusted, sweetheart. Like, period. You said, ouch, eyes nation. You said, You said, hi, Money to Burn. You said, I'm just listening to this girl. You said, I'm about to pull up that Victor. Yes. You said there was a civil and criminal case against Cousins. All of it was thrown in the trash can. She lies so much. She just thinks we will never find all of this information, or we will never look at it. But she got me and Eyes Antonia for that bitch, because we definitely is on that ass. And you said, Daryl said she won't because allegedly she has a warrant in Ohio, and that is why she can't go back and file her paperwork. You said crazy. Well, Tiff has just proven that she can go into a court if she's filing for like a lawsuit, or if there's a criminal case, or if she's answering a case, she can come into a court. So, and that's in some places. I wouldn't do that in Delaware if I had some warrants. I ain't gonna hold you, because they probably gonna hold you whether it's the law or not. But yeah, and it also depends on what it is too. Like if it's some petty stuff, they'll let you go. But if it's something serious, they holding your ass. Okay, I don't know about that. So I know in Delaware they would anyway. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and get a little bit further into the show. I don't want to play all of Tiff's show, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit more. Let me get to this part right here. Because Breaking the Culture, she spends a lot of time, again, like giving us word salad and just talking off the side of her neck and just thinking that nobody else knows what the hell they're talking about. But shout out to Stephanie Collins and shout out to Tiff.
Hey, because I don't know very much.
And shout out to Quiet Storm as well, because she was definitely giving a lot of pushback too, as she has done a lot of. So shout out to Quiet Storm.
Being as fuck and
all of y'all, actually. There's a lot of y'all that give her pushback. So we just gonna go ahead and talk about this.
And, figure out the needs of people, like the wants.
Yeah.
Like many times you have a litigant or a party that is very amenable to accepting an apology and an acknowledgement and a back off, and it's over. It's done with. That's all I'm saying. And I'm and reading Breaking the Culture of Silence, I can't speak for her. I don't know, but I really think that a conversation with her, a mediated conversation with her, would go a very long way. That's all. I could be totally wrong, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I none of this. I don't want any of this to be attributed to transcript. I don't know what her position on that at all would be, but just from experience on the criminal side, I mean, and this is where there's been charges filed, there's been criminal allegations made. A lot of times, that's all that helps more. An apology is something where people feel like they've at least been heard, and there's there's a empathy there that helps more than any kind of prison sentence of any kind.
Yeah. Do you see Nova's comment? And breaking. There's no Tino shade. I'm just generally looking at this. I don't think, and I could be totally fucking wrong, but I don't think you filed any official lawsuit against, let me see your transcripts, on a state level. You certainly haven't on a federal level. Not to say that you won't, but I think at this time that type of official action has not happened. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm taking.
That is exactly what I'm taking as well. That now because you actually practice on a federal level, so you would be able to know that she filed on a federal level, right? But you don't even believe she filed on a state level. And I don't either. And now at this point, with Breaking the Culture, breaking everybody's door down to talk about this every other day, it is the burden of proof is on her to prove that she has. Okay? Like, it's not up to us. We no longer want to hear any deflections, no longer talk about T-Pre, no longer talking about Shakim Ra, the shouting to the void, any of that shit. Oh, fuck all of that. Fuck all of that bullshit. You came into this sector to attack Let Me See Your Transcript and D. Durrell and any other detractors for AAS, okay, including myself and Shakim. So at the end of the day, have you filed a lawsuit against Let Me See Your Transcript or not? What you're not going to keep doing is bullying Let Me See Your Transcript around these YouTube streets, just talking shit about her every goddamn day as fucking one of AAS's fucking minions. Give up the motherfucking case number or shut the fuck up. Because nobody gives a fuck. You're fucking irrelevant. Like, really, you're literally irrelevant. You could be relevant to whatever group of friends like you. But the majority of folks don't fuck with your ass. I'm just letting you know. So let's go ahead and continue.
From this. And so with all that being said, is it doesn't have to go there. That's all. Like,
oh no, let me see your transcripts. She's been visited. She's got paperwork on her. And again,
what kind of paperwork?
If Stephanie is her attorney, or if Let Me See Your Transcripts does decide to retain her, and they make it known on the wall that that's who we need to be reaching out to, we will make sure that the proper people reach out. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Let Me See Your Transcripts know the answer to the question. I know the answer to the question.
I don't understand
that bitch's neck know the answer.
I don't understand that though, because you are wanting them to put together a show and talk about this on somebody's panel. You want to talk about this on Darrell's panel, LV's panel. You just asked Tiff if she would do it on her panel. So which one is it, Breaking the Culture? Do you want the fucking clicks and views? Do you want the fucking show? Or do you want the fucking litigation? You got us all fucking confused here. Which one do you want? Make it make motherfucking sense. And let's go ahead and keep going.
Answer to the question. She's currently under gag order right now with Mr. Reed. She know that ass in trouble over there.
Where is this gag order? Stop the lies. Stop the fucking cap. How is she under gag order with Larry Reed? Again, you keep telling us this fuck shit, these lies, and keep roping bullshit with Larry Reed. What gag order is this woman under? That is something we should see as well. Why don't we see that? How come there is nothing? You just say stuff and stick it to the wall, hope it sticks. You know, to throw stuff at the wall and hope that shit sticks. Because you think we dumb like that in this sector. You think we literally don't watch anything else. We don't know anything else going on out here. Just whatever happens here is what we talk about and what we see. And that's it. And you're dumb. You don't realize that we are well all up in y'all sector. We know all what's going on. We're so aware of it. We know motherfuckers that don't fuck with you. So let's go ahead and keep going.
That she's going to be her lawyer, and Let Me See Your Transcripts retains her, or whatever it is that she need to do so that Stephanie can accept some paperwork and know what's going on with her client. Then we'll handle it from there. And
but you see how all of a sudden now she in her bag and in her feelings because y'all not buying her story? That is what Breaking the Culture does with people. That is how she did me. That's what she did with Shakim. We were not buying her fucking story. And in us not buying her story, she will turn on you. That is the bullshit that she will do. Right now, she got the sector watching. So, of course, she's not going to do too much turning. But you can see the attitude change, the difference in how she's talking, how she was so kind and so, until you started pushing back at her and letting her know, this ain't making sense, Sally. I'm going to need you to tell a different story. I'm going to need you to tell me the truth.
I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not.
So now she's leaving it at that. Now she just going, we need to know if she's been retained and all this. Now she want to use the legal terms, but in the beginning, she wanted somebody to post this shit on their fucking show. On YouTube. She wanted the YouTube police to understand and figure this shit out. She wanted the whole YouTube judges to figure out whether or not who's right and wrong between her and Let Me See Your Transcript. Like we got some motherfucking money to pay her if Let Me See Your Transcript is wrong. This bitch is fucking slow. She think everybody else is slow. This bitch is fucking slow, y'all. She's slow on the fucking slow bus. Word.
This ain't about appeasing nobody's sector. This ain't about appeasing no crowd.
So what was it about? You the one that said you wanted to do a show, a receipt show for the sector. Let me go back again and let y'all hear what the fuck this dusty bitch just said. You stupid bitch.
Be wrong, but that's what I'm taking.
We're gonna listen to this again.
And so with all that being said, is it doesn't have to go there. That's all. Like,
oh no, let me see your transcripts. She's been visited. She's got paperwork on her. And again,
what kind of paperwork?
If Stephanie is her attorney, or if Let Me See Your Transcripts does decide to,
if she has paperwork on her, where is it?
Retain her, and they make it known on the wall that that's who we need to be reaching out to, we will make sure that the proper people reach out. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me see your transcripts, know the answer to the question. I know the answer to the question. Multiple people who is at that bitch's neck know the answer to the question. She's currently under gag order right now with Mr. Reed. She know that ass in trouble over there as well. So
what fucking gag order are you talking about?
Be her lawyer, and Let Me See Your Transcripts retains her, or whatever it is that she need to do, so that Stephanie can accept some paperwork and know what's going on with her client. Then we'll handle it from there. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not, this ain't about appeasing nobody's sector. This ain't about appeasing no crowd. I got personal smoke with this hoe. And I told her to leave my name out her mouth. It's that simple. We wouldn't be here today if she had shut the fuck up and stop lying on me and stop saying that she ain't did shit knowing that she has. It's that simple. So all this extra legal shit, I really don't give a fuck about rules or what people think and what they.
Girl, are you serious right now?
Don't think, and what people think will and won't happen. It's simple. If you're the attorney, make sure the email gets dropped. You don't have to say a word to me. We will.
Did she or did she not already drop the fucking email and give that to you, bitch? She already gave that to you. She already you the only slow bitch out here. She already gave that to you like 30 minutes ago.
Make sure that you talk to who you need to talk to. It's that simple. That's all I give a fuck. All this extra shit, I don't give a fuck. And again, if she's saying I'm such a liar, tell that ass to get up on the panel and let's sit down and talk about it, since she want to keep telling everybody I'm lying on her and she ain't do shit.
How the fuck do you flip back and forth like that? You literally went back and forth again. So you went from, she has paperwork on her. So if y'all don't believe me, then fuck it. I don't care. I don't care about all this legal stuff. But yeah, this ain't for the sector. This ain't for the sector. But you know what? We're going to get on this panel and we're going to talk about, like, bitch, pick a fucking side. I need you to pick a struggle. Like, which one is it, honey? Which one are we doing? Do you want to take her to fucking court, or do you want the court of public opinion? Because if it ain't about the sector and it ain't about the public opinion and all this other stuff, then why the fuck do you want to have a show on YouTube? But then turn around and say, well, you know what? This is all legal. She did all this to me and I need this and this and this. And I'm got the receipts and I'm going to take her to court. And I already got the paperwork on her and she's faking the process server. And you be lying. You literally will speak with a forked tongue and you don't even hear your own fucking lies, dumbass. You need to slow the fuck down, takes your alleged medications, allegedly, and get your fucking mind right so that you can actually hear yourself talking. And you can put complete thoughts together that actually make sense and that you can actually carry out. We're going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit on this.
It's that simple.
And no, we wouldn't be here if you weren't constantly talking about this woman, because you are constantly coming for this woman every chance you can get.
It seems like she's left you alone, but I'm speaking on my
No,
ass. I don't know.
every single time I turn around, that girl got my name in her mouth. Just
That's a motherfucking lie. She's always trying to defend herself against you. Every time I turn around, you got her name in your mouth. And she's always trying to defend herself against you. And it's not all the time, but it's sometimes. She'll come out and defend herself. But you are always talking about her. And like Tiff said, she been left you the fuck alone. You is old news, honey. Nobody gives a fuck about breaking the culture of condoms, breaking the culture of dungeons, okay? Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck that you was sucking Victor Cousin's dick allegedly. Nobody fucking cares, okay? Nobody cares that you got 2 kids that you don't take care of, okay? Nobody gives a fuck, all right? At the end of the fucking day, breaking the culture. You don't just get away with just doing whatever you want to do and saying whatever you want to say and lying about shit and then throwing out all these alleged allegations of all this stuff and then keep jumping down everybody's throat about it and then be mad when nobody believes you and then you want to throw a hissy fit and then say, well, you know what? Well, have it on your panel so I can prove it and so I could do this, but then I'm taking her to court and this. The bitch, make up your fucking mind. Clearly, you are living in La La Land. And I'm going to need you to go get help for that shit. Real nigga shit, because I don't think you be hearing your own fucking lies. And that is the crazy part about it. You get caught in your own goddamn lies.
just like today, she's a liar. No one knows. She's a liar. Breaking. It's like, leave me alone, bro. Ain't nobody saying that.
What are you talking about? Leave you alone. You went up on that panel, on Sexy Toy Ladies panel, and addressed that shit and kept talking about that shit and asking them to put together a panel so that y'all can show receipt after receipt for the facts that she done did you so wrong 4 years ago. This is what you do. You do this so fucking much. And then when somebody points it out to you, you act like, nah, that's not true. No, you literally take no responsibility for anything you ever do. That is one of the things that Let Me See Your Transcript said about you, is that you are a true narcissist. And she is absolutely right. You are the true definition of a narcissist. You really don't ever take responsibility for anything you say or do. Like, you can't even find fault with what you do. And when you do find fault, you just like, no, but it's your fault. This is why. Like, it's somebody else's fault why you're at fault, period. And then you will even try to manipulate the story and manipulate everybody surrounding the story to create it like as if you are really the victim. And this goes for every space you go in, everywhere you fucking go. It don't make no motherfucking sense, girl. It don't make no sense to be this much of a failure. And that's facts. Let me go ahead and keep going because there's just a little bit more I want to get into.
Nothing about you. Every time I turn around, my name in her mouth. Leave me alone. Like, it's like she must want me to just fuck her world up. Like, leave me alone.
No, you don't understand how to let shit go, dumbass. You're a fucking idiot. You literally don't know how to let shit go. The bitch hasn't been, excuse me for calling you, let me see your transcript, bitch. But she hasn't been fucking talking about you in like 3 or 4 years, yo. This is shit that happened 3-4 years ago. Back in 2020, back in 2019. Cut it the fuck out, breaking the culture, like as if you really been this victim of this woman and she been doing all this stuff to you and all this horrible stuff and oh, I'm coming after her. She did me so wrong. But bitch, you haven't taken her to fucking court because there is no fucking case number. Now prove me wrong.
Because you know what
Did you see Daryl hit her like?
Girl, I don't even speak that name. Purpose.
Now listen to this, y'all. She won't speak on his name. But that nigga said the other day, and shout out to Daryl Moore, that guy said the other day, it ain't Kimberly calling CPS. It is me. I called them recently. But you don't speak his name. But you jump panel to panel talking about, let me see your transcript every chance you can get. And she not calling nobody on your ass. She don't give a fuck about your dusty ass. Fuck you, hoe. That's what she said. Do you? I don't give a fuck. You can suck everybody dick in that dungeon. She does not care. Okay? So, but Daryl Moore is on that ass, girl. So you should be worried about him, but you don't even want to speak his name, girl. Why is that? Why the fuck is it that you don't want to speak the nigga's name who's coming for you? Why, bitch? Give us a reason. Why ain't there no case number for him? Ho. Let's go ahead and continue. Talking about he got fired and the FBI and the ATF and everybody else after this man.
Obviously, you a lawyer.
But you don't want to speak his name. But you want to speak her name.
You know why.
But here's the thing.
You pussy, that's why.
You know some things that's going on back there. I don't even talk about him. I'm not allowed to talk about him.
And I say that to say, I don't, in my opinion, I do.
Why are you not allowed? Why the fuck are you not allowed to talk about Daryl Moore, but you're allowed to talk about let me see your transcript? But Daryl Moore, the reason why is because you have some active litigation against him, right? According to you. But you're saying the same thing about let me see your transcript. So what is the difference between Daryl Moore's litigation and let me see your transcripts litigation? Please explain yourself, honey, because you keep coming over here trying to tell us these this fuck boy stories. Tell us what the fuck it is. Like, which one is it? Which one is it, honey? Which one we doing? Because we're not playing with you no more.
For me, let me see your transcript would not be my immediate concern. Okay, when you got folks talking about you only so many hours away, and it ain't nothing to fly up where you at.
That's why she left, because she know the heat that started coming down over there. That's why. I mean, think about it. Even Marcellus left. When certain things are talked about, Marcellus don't hit that
time. That's what I'm saying. He's still on that type of time.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying this is where she's dumb. Because if it were me, I wouldn't want no affiliation, especially after she know. When you find out that somebody done lost their job at the prosecutor's office, why would you even continue to engage that? Like, are you well? That's you dumb. And you know why?
Well, she did.
Bitch, are you well? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but the whole point is you still engaging this person, knowing that you listen. Ain't no way I would be listen. I value my freedom. Ain't no way I would be sitting up there affiliating with nobody that one did that to me, and then two, then literally been sat down and slapped by the law multiple times.
Well, maybe, we all can play a part.
Exactly. Let me see your transcript is not under any fucking gag order. She needs to fucking stop the fucking cat. She be coming around here just throwing anything at the motherfucking wall, and you niggas just fall all over whatever the fuck this bitch say. Bitch, show the motherfucking receipts or shut the fuck up, like I keep fucking saying. Yes, and you pussy. That's why you won't say nothing to Daryl Moore. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. You fucking pussy, and you know that nigga got all the motherfucking tea on your motherfucking ass.
Stop fanning the flames.
And you know he connected to our sector.
Or whatever. Because I was in Sexy Toilety chat, not like I say in all y'all clouds. Let's be super clear. Whether I drop down or not, like, yeah, I be watching.
Girl, certain things you just don't do. You gotta have, she's a teacher, right? And this is the thing that irritates
Absolutely
me so bad
no,
about.
but I don't think it's paperwork either. There's no paperwork. There's no way, because otherwise she would have a goddamn case number. That bitch would be dropping case numbers all over the motherfucking place. You get a case number, you get a case number, everybody would have a fucking case number. This bitch is a fucking liar. We're going to go ahead and keep this shit going now.
This is a black woman. She's a teacher. She works in a good profession. She seems to know what she's talking about when it comes to her area that she teaches in. She has something going for herself. When you willing to put all that on the line, when you see, like, girl, listen, I don't want nothing to do with nothing. Listen, some people don't listen to their lawyers and stuff.
There would have to be an active case. Oh, hold on. There would have to be an active case for there to be an actual gag order in place. Exactly. And there's no gag order in place with the Larry Reid situation because Larry Reid has never sued Let Me See Your Transcript. So Breaking the Culture is just lying once again.
on that type of time.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying this is where she's dumb. Because if it were me, I wouldn't want no affiliation, especially after she know. When you find out that somebody done lost a job at the prosecutor's office, why would you even continue to engage that? Like, are you well? That's you.
But
dumb.
why are you
And
paying
you know
attention?
what?
Why are you paying attention to what this woman is doing and how she's moving and what she continues to do if you claim you're such a victim of her? Like, why are you like stalking her? Because that's what it seems like. You know every move she make, who she fuck with, who she talk to, where she go to sleep, what time she take a shit. Like, you know everything about her, but yet you claim to be such a victim. She sound like the victim to me. Like, she need to have a gag order against you at this point. Like, what the fuck? You know what? I'm going to need to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and keep it floating. I got about 3 more points I'm going to get to, and then we're going to go ahead and end this because this is a very long video. I did tell y'all that I had a lot that I wanted to cover. But let's go ahead and get to this one part right there because I thought this was interesting.
There, I leave. I go.
Yeah, fuck leaving the sector. Will you? Here's my thing. Are you amenable to accepting apology and not pursuing her civilly?
No.
So then, what's the point of having a conversation?
Because it's not about building a bridge. I said that earlier. This ain't no build a bridge. She was the
No,
one in the
fuck a
chat.
bridge. Girl,
She
I'm
in the
talking about
chat.
civil litigation.
Girl, she in the chat telling us, I didn't do anything. She keeps lying on me. I want her to stop lying on me. So prove that I'm lying on you, bitch. Let's sit down.
But why should she do
Girl,
that?
you gonna represent her? You gonna represent her? Because she want to prove her point so bad. She want her sector to believe her so bad. So fucking prove it then, bitch. Prove me to be a liar.
So do y'all hear what she's saying? She's saying she want her sector to believe her so bad. So come prove it. Come prove it. Bitch, what kind of childish, dumbass bitch are you? You're the one that's claiming that you're taking her to court. So all you have to do is prove it. Like, if you got her in court, that means you have a case number. Why don't you just drop the case number so we can follow the case in court, dumbass? What the fuck you mean she want to prove it to the fucking sector? The easiest way to prove it to the sector would be through the court. Yo, you a real idiot, yo. You really a fucking idiot.
So get your ass up there.
For me to fuck with any one of y'all would have to go for the individual federally. Then I can fuck with you. But with that being said, what is her like? Why would she discuss this further on anyone's panel? You get what I'm saying?
Well, she says she keeps saying she want to prove that I'm lying. She keeps saying it. I mean, I'm not lying.
No, here you are again. Here you are again, breaking the culture, rewriting history. You are the one that keeps saying you want to prove that she's lying. You are the one that suggested this goes on a panel and you guys have this channel and this video, have this video and y'all go receipt for receipt. You are the one that has been telling everybody you were going to do a receipt show after receipt show after receipt show on Let Me See Your Transcript. She is not walking around here talking about she's on this campaign trying to prove you as a liar. No, she's not. She said one video yesterday. And you are the one that's been on this campaign for months, almost a year, over a year, telling us that you're coming for her. And you haven't dropped a single receipt yet. It's like you just want everybody to hang on to this string just to keep your dusty fucking name around here. Like, bitch, either drop a receipt or get the fuck up out of here. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I can go to court. That should be proven.
You trying to turn the whole sector against this woman? Trying to turn the sector against this woman and trying to get everybody not to fuck with her over some shit that she said about you like 3 years ago. Like, girl, if you don't sit down somewhere.
She brought up court because she know court. She know you be in court for years and shit. She ain't stupid, so she feels she could buy some time in the fucking sector. Nah.
You sound so dumb. You are the one that brought up court. You said, I am taking her to court. Hello? Are you dumb or are you don't even keep up with your own fucking lies, dummy.
bitch. You go. It don't matter whether she hits the panel or not. A receipt show is happening. It doesn't matter. The sector is gonna know what she did because apparently people in the sector that wasn't privy to it, they didn't see it. So we gonna make sure that they get to see it. It's not that complicated.
Who is we? Who is we are going to make sure that the sector gets to see it? The only thing that the sector needs to see is a case number if you actually have her in court. If you don't have her in court, why do we need to see your fake ass receipts? Because I don't believe any motherfucking thing you say. I know you're a fucking liar. I know that you will doctor up receipts. I know that you will make shit look like one thing and it's not that. I know that you will Photoshop shit. Like, this is the shit you do. So, bitch, I don't want to see none of your motherfucking receipts except a case number. That is it. That is the only receipt we need from you. Literally, when you hop on the panel with the receipt, have a motherfucking case number. That is it. That's all we need. We don't need nothing else. We'll need your date of birth, your social. We just need your motherfucking case number. And that's it, girl. That's it, homie. That's it. It really ain't gonna be that hard. It ain't gonna be that serious. All you literally have to do is present the fucking case number, okay? Like that's all you gotta do. But we're gonna go ahead and finish up these comments and then we're gonna end the show because I really do appreciate y'all. But listen, I'm not playing around with breaking the culture of dungeons, breaking the culture of condoms, okay? Breaking the culture of kids, okay? Because she be playing around too much and acting like she really be innocent and don't be doing the most out here. She be doing the most out this bitch. And ain't nobody going to keep playing around with this dusty hoe. You said, I'm running a sector contest. $300 to the winner. Who in the sector had law enforcement search their devices pursuant to a warrant? Not me. You said the answer is not let me see your transcript. Exactly. She's a fucking liar. She be lying so goddamn much, it don't make no fucking sense, girl. You said, Collins, I put that comment up yesterday. I thought that's what you wanted to say, but couldn't. Oh, okay. You said, what is the grounds for her lawsuit? Daryl has said at least 2 separate times that let me see your transcript did not call. Exactly. He said, we know he called. Like, he made it very clear. And you said, I'm not allowed. You said, what the fuck you talking about? That mediated agreement doesn't apply to her. No, it was I Am Human First was talking about Larry Reed's situation at that time. So that's what he was just talking about. And she just had that comment up on there. What's up, I Am Human? I appreciate you being in the building. And you said beautiful Bernice was laughing. You said she even said she would get physical with let me see your transcript. If she's suing her, why would you threaten them on a live show? Stupid. Exactly. She's fucking retarded, yo. You know that bitch is fucking dumb. You said, would you be able to work at a school if she had these bad cases against her? Girl, she'd just be fucking lying. Just like I got all these evictions and I'm a fucking banker though. You said I can't because a mortgage banker at that. You said I can't because of res ispiso facto judicato vivor dire. Yeah, I know that's definitely some law jargon right there. Jargon right there. You said, and also because of the rule against perpetuity. You said, I Am Nation. Hi there. Good Sunday. You said, but I might can if I can invoke the 33rd exception to the hearsay rules. Oh, okay. You said stuck on stupid, right? You said, hey, I Am Human First. You said Stephanie Collins, she attacked your character after you left. I'm sure she did, but fuck breaking the culture. And I like the fact, I do want to play one more part because there was a part that that Tiff actually did acknowledge. And I'm going to play that part in just a second. You said that's that Svengali shit there. Yeah, it sure is. That's her best friend. You said, I hope she had a grand old time. Mm-hmm. You said, jokes on her. I ain't got a damn bit of character left to attack. Okay. Hey, Teresa Jackson. You said, I thought she was supposed to prove, let me see your transcript called CPS. Exactly. She keeps telling us she got all these receipts and all this evidence and all this stuff. Bitch, drop your fucking receipts or shut the fuck up. Like, period. You said, sounds like battery in her back. O and K. Exactly. You said, please show some support to KKC and the pull-up team. Hot new tracks. Yes, yes. Make sure y'all get over there to KKC. You said, I meant what the fuck she's talking about, meaning that Larry gag order, blah, blah. Girl, she just be talking just to be talking. So hold on. Let me show y'all what Tiff P had said at the end, because I really thought that this was very important. And this will be the final part of the show. And again, shout out to Tiff P. She definitely came through with the conversation. Also, the sexy toy lady also definitely came through with the conversation. Both of them gave some really great pushback in regards to this story. We're just going to go ahead and give them their flowers for that. But let me go ahead and share this video with you guys again, because I really want to get to the part. She does end up getting off the panel, and Tiff gave her final commentary on the story, and I thought this was great. So shout out again to Tiff P. Again, make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel, and make sure that you guys do like this video, and make sure that you guys also share the video as well. And make sure that you're liking this video here with me, and make sure that you guys are subscribed and shared as well to this video. Okay. So let's go ahead and get to the final commentary on Tiff P's show, where she was discussing with Breaking the Culture.
Would you be amenable to resolving this outside of civil litigation?
No.
Okay, got it.
No.
That's a hard no, period.
And either way it goes, and this is the thing, I wouldn't be producing anything that has not already been produced to the public. So anything that I'm putting out has already been out there. So it doesn't matter at this whether she gets up on that panel or not. I'm just saying that the opportunity is there if she wants it. I'm giving her the space to vindicate herself. If she wants to do it, she can do it.
I don't like how she keeps trying to say how like she has some type of control over this, like I'm giving her the opportunity, or I'm giving her the space. Like, who the fuck are you, ho? Like, bitch, just file the fucking suit. You understand what I'm saying? And we're going to give the judge the opportunity to decide. How about that? Fuck all this you giving bitches opportunity. Bitch, you sound like you just trying to be a control freak, like you always are. But we're going to go ahead and keep this going. Hold on. Let me read the rest of these comments real quick, because I don't want to miss y'all comments. You said dropping kink list, but no case numbers. Got the kink list on deck, though, and no case number. What the hell is going on out this bitch? You said make a change bingo, but ain't heard from me. You ain't heard it from me. You said it, right? You said the mediated settlement in Reed versus Moore does not apply to transcript or Breaking the Culture. Exactly. It really fucking doesn't. All right, so let me go ahead and you said roll it on the floor, Matt. All right, so let me go ahead and, because she's wrapping this up now.
I don't get it's happening whether she comes or doesn't come. It doesn't matter. She says she didn't do it, so now I'm going to show she did. It's that simple. That's all. She gonna come or she not gonna come. It's that simple. Either she coming or she ain't. If she don't want to come, don't come, bitch. Don't come. You don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Doesn't bother me at all. But it's gonna be out there forever for people to know exactly what you did. Period. It's that simple. And it's not coming down. So with that being said, it's what it is.
Thank you for chopping it up with me once again. Y'all have given me severe anxiety.
Good girl. I'm out. I'll talk to you later.
All right, lady. Sure. Yeah. What happened to peace in the Middle fucking East? I had notes and everything. It just is what it is. And talking to the sector, like I get it, like this isn't even, you know what I mean, our wheelhouse. I know a lot of y'all are like, what the fuck? We don't give a fuck. I get it. I just wanted to drop down because sure. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks. It sucks. The whole thing sucks. And going back to what Sexy Toy Lady said, I totally agree with her. This is totally personal. And I think at this point, in retrospect, as I look on it or look back on it or reflect back on it, I'm out of pocket. I'm really, generally speaking, I'm really talking out of turn. Like I'm seriously talking out of turn. Like, for example, like if somebody would have asked me to comment on what the fuck is going on between grown man, me and my Smoke, and his wife and Corey, my answer would be I have no comment. That's fucking personal. And that's real because it is personal. And I have no place to fucking comment on that. So I don't know what the difference is here where I feel like with this shit between transcript, the 18 and breaking the culture, I don't know why I feel like I feel different about it. Like I feel like I can speak on it. Cause honestly, I really can't. I'm really not properly positioned to give any type of real fucking opinion on it. It literally is very personal. And it was some behind the scenes shit, and I am literally speaking from a spectator's viewpoint, somebody, an outsider looking in, So that's real interesting. I just like to reflect, what I mean, and just look at shit and whatever. Yeah, but I find it real interesting that I feel qualified or properly positioned to speak on transcript and breaking situation. But I acknowledge, like, again, what we see, what's happening with Smoke and Grown Man and all them, like I recognize, yeah, I can't speak on that shit. That's super fucking personal. So that's deep. So yeah, maybe I'll dream about it tonight and get some clarification. But shout out to Stephanie Collins for hitting the line. Okay, Stephanie hit the line. She said, listen, bitch. She said, listen.
Shout out to Tiff P for acknowledging that part of this, right? Because what I feel like Breaking the Culture tries to do with the sector, even though she doesn't try to say that she's doing it, because you don't always have to say something, right? Your actions oftentimes speak much louder than your words do. And what she tries to do oftentimes is garner the emotions of people in the sector, okay, over stuff that she has not been able to prove whatsoever. She will lie, make up receipts, make up stories, do all kinds of stuff on folks. And, just to garner the attention of folks and have people rallying around her behind shit that's not even happening. Okay. And the bottom line is, you know, thank goodness we have real content creators, real people out here who really get it, who have heard these stories over and over again from her and have not seen any receipts dropped from her. Okay. And she doesn't get to just come around here and think that she's just getting over on people. Okay. No, drop your receipts, bitch, or shut the fuck up. Like, why do you keep trying to force down our throats this whole issue and problem that what appears like you've made up in your head about let me see your transcript? It's like you're almost fixated on her. Okay? Because like the people that you really need to be worried about that are actually telling you they the boogeyman, they the ones that's coming for you, you don't even want to say their name, let alone talk about them and come on panels and show everybody how terrible of a boogeyman they are. But you want to come after the one woman who's not doing or saying anything to you because you think that you can pick on her. That's why. Because you're a fucking bully, ho. Okay? And when you get a fucking real bully in your motherfucking face, you don't know how to act. You don't really know what to do. You lose it. You need help. You need friends to help you with that motherfucking shit. But people like, let me see your transcript, you try to come after because you think that she's the weaker link. And it's bitches like you that I don't fucking like. But don't come around here with that fuck shit. You gonna be around here, just be your damn self. Be the fucking trick asshole that you fucking are. Be the fucking snake that you fucking are. And just do that. But let me see your transcript alone. If you're gonna fucking sue her, sue her. If you're not, then shut the fuck up. But everybody's really tired of hearing about that shit. Like real nigga shit. You've been coming around here for like a year talking about this shit. And you haven't made a single motherfucking move yet. And we tired. Nobody wants to keep hearing about this shit from you. So again, either you are going to make a move or you're going to get the fuck up off the motherfucking pot. Because again, nobody wants to keep hearing about this. Nobody wants to keep hearing you switch back and forth from your hood voice to your white girl voice to your motherfucking New York voice, to your motherfucking Cincinnati voice. Nobody wants to hear this shit, bitch. Nobody cares. You are irrelevant. You need a new storyline. Real nigga shit. The Void is dead. The fucking all the other shit is dead. The Victor Cousins is dead. The Let Me See Your Transcript story is dead. And the Larry Reid story is dead too. So now you need a new story. What the fuck are you going to do? Well, bitch, get the fuck up out of our motherfucking face with this bullshit. And I mean that shit. I will holler at y'all later. And I truly appreciate y'all for being in the building. Shout out for every single one of y'all that came out today. And for those of y'all that catch the replay, I truly appreciate y'all as well. Again, make sure that y'all are hitting the like button on the way out. And guys, I will talk to y'all later. Thank y'all again for coming out to the Morning Opinion. And peace, guys. Again, thank you guys for watching.